Game 13 of the Cropdusters 2024 campaign is just moments away from being underway between the Cropdusters and the Metro South County Braves. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our YouTube broadcast. I'm Jish Sokolsky alongside Jack Feldman, ready to bring you this one. It's a rematch of a game that happened just over a week ago, a Cropdusters 12-5 win, a game where the sparks were really flying off the bats, Jack.
It was a great offensive performance for the Cropdusters. Jimmy Kirk with a homer in that one. Josh Reinhold going dead center with a homer. Probably one of the best offensive performances we've seen from them this season.
Speaking of offensive performances, this Braves team, well, it really doesn't get better than them. They've hit 14 home runs this season. That leads the entire Cal Ripken League. 8 of them came 2 days ago in a 16-2 win over the DC Grays. This is a team that can hit and they can also pitch. ERA of just over 4 is the lowest in the league too, yet they're only 6-5. Cropdusters at 6-6. Just had a win streak broken yesterday to the Aces, a 3-game win streak. Looking to get back into the win column in their second game here at South County High School. A venue that's treated them kindly.
Braves are going to have Parker Edwards on the mound tonight. And Jish, you got a little Shohei Ohtani action. He's playing both ways today.
You took the words out of my mouth, Jack. Not only is he the pitcher, but he's the designated hitter, hitting 4th in the lineup from Houston Christian University. He's quite the versatile piece that they have. 79 at-bats this spring with 50 innings pitched. He went 5-5 on the mound. And he had 2 home runs in a single game against Stephen F. Austin. So he'll have to face off against Carter Hines to start, the shortstop from Shippensburg. Came in to pinch hit yesterday. Brought in one on a fielder's choice. The first pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. Carter Hines taking a little bit to feel out this pitcher, but he's down in the count to start things off. The 0-1. Kept on the ground up the middle. Shortstop Scott makes the throw on the run to Halligan at first for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for the Cropdusters. A softly hit ground out from 6-3 will put Carter Hines away and bring up the 2-hole hitter, Parker Fry. Designated hitter today. Plays in right field, plays at first base. But always good for a hit. First pitch high, ball 1 for Fry.
Fry had a hard-hit double yesterday against the Aces.
One of 5 hits for that the Cropdusters had. A much better day than the last time they played the Aces, as he takes another one low, ball 2, where they only got 4 hits and were struck out 16 times. Almost shut out yesterday, but a late comeback in the 9th fell short. The 2-0. Cracked deep into center field. It's going back there and over the wall. No, it lands in play. Parker Fry stands up for a double on his first at-bat. What a way to get the party started from the designated hitter.
And it feels like we've been waiting for Parker Fry to break out all season long. Has had a couple hard-hit balls the past couple games, and that ball was just smoked off the wall, Jish. Missing a homer by just inches.
Definitely over 100 miles per hour off the bat in that gap in center and right. Fluharty had no shot of making the play. So now there's a runner in scoring position with no outs and a scoreless top of this first. 1 out with Josh Reinhold up to bat. First pitch swung on and fouled off for strike 1. Josh Reinhold, as you said, Jack, hit a home run last time he was here, but is more known for his ability to get on base. A 52% on-base percentage is second best in the league. An average of 371 is nothing to scoff at either. Edwards readjusts on the mound, righty dealing to righty, with Parker Fry, the lone base runner, at second. Swinging a foul, strike 2.
Reinhold only has 2 extra base hits on the season, but he's getting on base over half the time, really setting the table in that leadoff spot. Tonight he's hitting in the 3rd hole, so Coach Leader's moving the lineup around a little bit.
0-2 the count, 1 out and 1 on the pitch. Swing, it's kept up the middle. Leskovsky makes the field at short and the throw across for out number 2.
2 ground balls to Leskovsky. He looks really comfortable over there at short. Really quick hands.
Gotten very softly hit ground balls to him on both plays he had to make. So now it brings up the cleanup hitter, Nick Lukac, in just his second game as a Cropduster. He's got a runner at second base, a scoreless top of the first with 2 outs. Pressure is on Lukac's shoulders. Edwards, the pitcher, takes a look back and delivers. Ball low, Lukac gets ahead 1-0.
Lukac can absolutely fly. We saw he had a double down the line in his first game.
That
Just
was
absolute speed demon.
was an RBI double. Second pitch is hammered into shallow left. Madden tracks up, but it lands in front of him. Parker Fry with a head of steam. Rounds third, slides home, and that's the first run of the game. Lukac, with his first swing of the bat, brings in a run. It's 1-0 Cropdusters at the top of the first.
It seems like the Cropdusters offense plays well at South County High School. Already a run in the first inning. Parker Fry almost added another homer for the Cropdusters here. We've seen a couple of those.
Fry with a lot of long doubles. Lukac with another RBI, his second in just his second game. He's had quite the hot start. Brings up Kevin McMeans. Had the opposite of a hot start, but has turned it on as of late, especially on the defensive end. He takes a pitch low for ball 1.
McMeans can start to hit. He can be a really valuable player because he is an unbelievable third baseman defensively.
2 outs and a runner at first. Takes one in the strike zone, high and in for strike 1. Speed on the base paths. Nick Lukac, the lone runner at first, with 2 outs in the top of this first. Crops lead 1-0. McMeans hit a home run a little less than a week ago against the Thunderbolts. Let's see if he has another in him. 2-1. Swung and driven into center. Fluharty gives chase back at the warning track and puts the glove up, makes the play for out number 3. A fly out to center will put this inning to bed, but the Cropdusters draw first blood thanks to an RBI single from Nick Lukac to score Parker Fry. It's Michael Irby's day to start when we return at the bottom of the first. The ECU pitcher has yet to allow a run this season in 6 innings pitched. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Stay with us for the bottom of the first inning. Crops up 1-0. One nothing. The Cropdusters got their first run of the day at the top of the first inning last time you heard us. And we're back for the bottom of the first. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Cropdusters up on the Metro South County Braves 1-0 with Michael Irby getting his third start for the Cropdusters. Looking to do a job here in the bottom of the first. 6 scoreless innings for him thus far.
Michael Irby has been probably one of, if not the best starting pitcher for the Cropdusters. That seems like that's going to be his lane. Really good stuff, touching 90, 91 on the fastball. Explosive breaking ball. Really good pitcher.
Irby is proven exactly why he's at one of the premier baseball programs in the country at ECU with his play early on this season. Just 2 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts with a save to his name. First batter is Brandon Fluharty.
Gotta say, Jish, we're here at South County High School. Doesn't it seem like there's an unusual amount of retired numbers in left field?
It does. It looks like you can count them maybe on 2 hands, but that might be touching 11 retired numbers.
Might be the seniors' numbers. That would make more sense.
That would make a lot more sense. You know, you'd feel bad for any upcoming freshmen trying to pick a number and they're all gone.
Running out of... They're like the Yankees.
I was about to say, it's like playing for the Yankees, maybe playing for the Lakers if we want to take it to MLB, or, to NBA. If those are retired numbers, I mean, shoot, it definitely is retired numbers, but I don't think they're retired because there's 2 number 12s out there.
It's gotta be.
There's 2 number 12s. I think they're just honoring some of their past players. 2 number 7s.
Like a ring of honor.
Perhaps, yeah, I would imagine that's the case. Irby against Fluharty to start things off, the center fielder for South County. Swings to the first pitch and fouls it off for strike one.
And we've seen so many of these pitchers come in from Power 5 programs that didn't get much run in school and not really able to throw strikes. That has been the opposite of Irby's issue. He's been locating really well.
Irby's first pitch was a strike. Let's see what he does with the second one against the leadoff Flaherty. The 0-1. Kept on the ground and fair. McBeans fields it off the hop at third. The throw across the diamond is high but on time. Davis keeps the tippy toes on the first base bag for out number one with the grab.
Jish, last game we saw a throwing error because of the sun in the first baseman's eyes. Looks like the sun is in the same spot, so it's going to be really tough for Davis to deal with that today.
Davis was starting that game. He's starting again today on the first base bag. So now it's Chris Morabito up to bat, hitting .318 this summer. And that last name should sound familiar if you're a Mets fan. His brother Nick is currently in the Nets system. One of the top prospects there. First pitch, low and away, ball one. Irby's first ball thrown. Let's see how he responds. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one to even things up.
Chris Morabito's brother Nick, one of the best high school baseball players in DC history, go to Gonzaga High School.
1-1 the count with one out, none on in the bottom of the first. The Crops lead 1-0 if you're just joining us. Irby the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Ball sunk under the elevated bat of Morabito, who now has to reassess with two strikes.
Irby's got a really nasty changeup that he can throw to left-handed hitters. We'll see if that's what he throws here.
Morabito struck out once the last time he played the Cropdusters. One strike away from doing the same. The 1-2. Low and away. Ball two to even things up. Morabito in that game went 2 for 4. Hit a home run as well off of Ben Berger. 2 runs came in off of that. Plenty of pop in Morabito's bat, but he's 1 strike away from the strikeout. Too high, too far away. Ball 3, a full count for Morabito with 1 out and bases empty in the bottom of this first. Morabito attends Bucknell University out in Pennsylvania. The 3-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. Michael Irby collects his first strikeout of the day, and it comes off an ugly swing from Chris Morabito to bring up the heart of the order.
And this is the Michael Irby we've seen pretty much all season long, throwing strikes, getting ahead in counts, and gets the punch out there.
Well, it brings up catcher Halligan, whose name precedes him. The big first baseman from Houston Christian leads the Cal Ripken League with 13 RBIs this season and is tied with Jimmy Kirk for 3 home runs, the most in the league. 2 outs and none on. We'll see if he does so again. First pitch low, ball 1 on the fastball. And Halligan is one of those guys who hit 2 home runs 2 games ago against the DC Grays, a game in which the Braves put 8 home runs on the board. 1-0 the count with 2 outs, bases empty in the bottom of the first. 2 low, ball 2. Irby misses south on 2 pitches, giving Halligan a comfortable 2-0 lead.
He's been one of the best players in the Ripken League and probably has the best name in the Ripken League.
Catcher Halligan plays first base. It's kind of a missed opportunity. I like to bring that up every time we talk about him. Swinging a foul ball, strike 1. You gotta imagine he maybe tried it as a kid, right?
If you name your kid Catcher Halligan, probably a pretty good baseball player.
You'd imagine you're dooming them to the fate of being a catcher, but he's broken the mold of his name, I guess. You don't have many kids named left fielder. 2-1 the count with 2 outs, bases empty. 1-0 game, the Crops lead in the bottom of the first. 2-1. Swing, and it's kept in play up the middle. Through for a base hit to the outfield. Scott fields it in center field and makes the throw back to the diamond to hold the run at first. Catcher Halligan collects yet another hit, his 13th of the season.
That ball was smoked, but Irby just continuing to throw strikes. Lets up the 2-out single.
So Parker Edwards, the pitcher, who was just on the mound at the top of this inning, now gets to put his bat into a ball. A power hitter who had 2 home runs in 1 game against Stephen F. Austin earlier this season in the spring. With 2 outs and 1 on, we'll see what he does against Irby. Swinging a foul ball backwards over the fence and into the parking lot. Jack, last time the Cropdusters played here, I parked a little too close to the field. My sunroof was caved in by a foul ball. I learned my lesson. I parked far away, but yeah, a foul ball like that could definitely do one of those closer parked cars.
Just a rookie mistake, Jish.
0-1. Swinging another foul ball. Backwards again. Hold your breath, car owners. 0-2 the count. Didn't hear any glass shatter, but you never know.
And Edwards, this isn't a summer ball situation. He's a legitimate two-way player at school as well.
50 innings, 79 at-bats at Houston Christian. 0-2 the count, 2 outs and a runner on. Here's the pitch. Swing and another foul ball. Spiked off the dirt, rolls down the third baseline foul. So he'll stay alive with 2 strikes and no balls.
Edwards has been extremely aggressive in this at-bat so far.
Swinging it all 3 pitches to no success so far. Irby with the 0-2. Caught him swinging again. This one put in play deep into center field. Scott running back at the warning track. Puts the glove up and it's away from it. It lands for at least a base hit. Scott still on the ground. Halligan scores from first. Edwards going for it inside the park. Home run. The throw back to the plate will not beat him. And inside the park, home run for Parker Edwards to give the Braves a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first. Scott still on the ground out in center field. It looks like he took a nasty slip out there. Hopefully he's all right.
It's a really scary play in center. You know, you're trying to track the ball while also trying to track how much distance you have to the wall, and just a lot of opportunity for things to go wrong there, Jish.
Things went as wrong as they could. Scott is up and walking again. It looks like he's all right, but was holding that ankle a little bit. Hopefully he is all right. Today's his birthday, Jack. Would be a real bummer on his 19th birthday to go down with an injury. You get to play. You don't get to play every day, and he's still going to get talked to by the trainer of the Braves and coach leader alike, an umpire walking out there as well, just to make sure Brian Scott is okay. But the Braves just took a lead off of a ball hit just beyond his glove. It's the first real defensive lapse we've seen from Brian Scott, and all it took was him to slip.
And that's a really hard play to make up against the fence, and it looked like he had it in his glove, and the contact with the fence jarred the ball loose, and he's really been probably the best defensive outfielder. Him and Griffin Puvel, who's playing tonight in right field, have been unbelievable.
Brian Scott did not play here the last time the Cropdusters met the Braves, so this is his first time on the field. Takes a little bit to get used to the dimensions. Sometimes you run out of room quicker than you expect. But it seems that he is all right. He's staying out there. No substitution being made. You would wonder who would even come in. I don't believe that Bryce Herb is available. Another guy who can play center field. You imagine maybe Coy Swanson would come in. Maybe an Ahia Kojay. But it seems as though he's all right. But something to keep an eye out. His mobility might be hampered by a real scary sight out there in center field. Leader coming back to the visiting team dugout. Braves lead at 2-1 in the bottom of the first. The Cropdusters put a run on the board, but the Braves have responded immediately with an inside-the-park home run from the pitcher, Parker Edwards.
Number 32, the catcher, Jaden Culera.
The way the Braves have been playing, this is going to be a dogfight. Offensively, they've been mashing baseballs recently. You mentioned the game where they hit 8 home runs.
Jack, if you remember the last time these teams played, too, the Braves were up 3-0 after 3 innings, so an early lead isn't the end of the world for the Cropdusters, as Culera, the 5-hole hitter, fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. The catcher is hitting 167 on the year. So looking for his first hit today after his previous 2 Braves teammates got their first hits.
Always tough after a play like that to try and settle down and get the next out.
0-1. Swing and a foul backwards. Into the parking lot again. With strike 2. So 2 outs. Irby just 1 strike away from putting this inning on ice. We'll see if he can locate it. Just gave up his first runs as a Cropduster. A deep breath with the 0-2 and none on. 2 outs. Kept on the ground to second. Hines fields it, makes the throw across to first on time and on the money for out number 3. The damage is limited. 2 runs scored for the Braves off of 2 hits, including an inside-the-park home run. But alas, that's all the Braves could muster in the first inning. It's 2-1 in favor of the home team, with the Cropdusters bats ready to get going when we return for the top of the second inning. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Two-one, the Braves lead over the Cropdusters after one inning of play. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call here on YouTube. Parker Edwards, the Braves pitcher, was responsible for bringing in the 2 runs on an inside-the-park home run that could possibly be scored as an error in center field. Ryan Scott tried to make a play on it, slipped a little bit, ball skipped out of his glove. Well, probably would have been a double regardless, but brought in 2 runs, and now the Cropdusters have some work to get out of it.
Top of the Cropdusters lineup had really good at-bats early on versus Edwards, so look for the bottom of the lineup to keep doing that.
Connor Spellman, the catcher, is the leadoff hitter on this second inning. He might be the king of good at-bats. 10 walks to just 1 hit on the year. The first pitch takes it in there for strike 1. The fastball finds the low and in corner.
You just know it's always going to be a battle whenever Spellman is in the box.
Never eager to swing that bat, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. I spoke too soon. Strike 2.
We've seen him do this, be aggressive early in the count, and really fight back to 3-2 and then take his walk.
0-2 the count. Spellman takes it high. Ball 1.
Such a disciplined hitter, Jish.
Super disciplined. Only 1 hit on the season, but he's gotten the majority of his damage from walks. The 1-2. Low and inside, ball 2. Spellman evens things up.
We all know about his prowess defensively as well.
Spellman hits 111, but gets on base 55% of the time. Swings and misses for strike 3, though. So he'll be sent back, and the leadoff hitter is put to bed by Parker Edwards, his first strikeout of the day.
Now batting the first baseman, number 32.
And it brings up Ben Davis.
Just seems every time Ben Davis is up, you're looking for that big hit for him to break out of the slump.
Davis is 2 for 19 on the year. Both of his hits came at Big Train in the 3rd game of the season. He's been held hitless over the next 10. Hasn't been in the lineup every day, but still looking to get back in that hit column. The 1-0. Fouled off right towards the broadcast table for strike 1.
There's no fence here, Jish. I expect you to make that play.
Well, there is a fence here, so thank goodness you won't have to see me make a play. Scary sight, scary thought. The 1-1. Far outside, ball 2. Davis goes ahead with no runners on, 1 out, and a 2-1 ball game at the top of this second. Edwards from the windup delivers. Hit hard into the air to shallow left. Madden runs up, settles under it, and makes that grab for out number 2.
Now batting the
Howard in
24,
the swing, but just didn't have the distance or the speed to get down, and it brings up Griffin Puvel now. The 8-hole hitter for the Cropdusters today. Hit a double last time he played at this field. His only hit in 3 at-bats. Scored 2 runs with 2 walks as well. One of his better offensive games. Takes the first pitch in the strike zone for strike 1.
That was a really big double. Busted the game open.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. It looked like he wasn't sure if he wanted to go around. Choked up, slowed down the swing, but as it sunk too low, he did go around. Now 1 strike away from ending the inning. Edwards from the windup. Swinging a foul ball. Puvel keeps the inning alive with 2 strikes and no balls.
Edwards looking really sharp in the second, throwing strikes, commanding the zone really well.
The right fielder has a job to do with 2 outs, none on, and a 1-run deficit. Too high, ball one. Puvel sees the pitch well.
You mentioned how the Cropdusters were down 3-0 early here last game. Puvel was the one to start the comeback.
The 1-2. Swing down the third base line, outside of the glove of that third baseman, Lubruciano, and Puvel gets to first safely. 1 for 1 on the day with a 2-out single. A huge piece of hitting with 2 strikes, too. Puvel keeps the inning alive.
Brian Scott.
And here comes the birthday boy. Brian Scott, the center fielder, took a tumble in the last inning to allow 2 runs, but
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Jish, will we get
to
you singing happy birthday on the broadcast? We know how you like to sing.
We'll see if he gets a hit. Then I'll sing whatever he wants me to. Chopped down to the shortstop. Sokolsky makes the throw across, skips in the dirt, but into the glove of Halligan for out number 3. 1 hit to speak of with 1 runner left on. Brian Scott is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order when the Cropdusters bats return at the top of the 3rd, but before we get there, it'll be the Braves' turn again to put on some more runs in the bottom of the 2nd. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this 2-1 game. The Braves on top of the Cropdusters. Two-one the score. The Braves on top of the Cropdusters. A National Smile Day here at the ballpark. You know how the Braves are celebrating?
I don't understand.
They've got a
I don't get it.
piñata.
They did it last game too. It's National Yo-Yo Day, and they brought out. Do they just bring out the piñata?
I guess
for everything.
You don't need an excuse. Just bring out the piñata, and the same result occurs. The piñata doesn't break; it just falls off the stick. They're gonna let him hit it.
Poor
It spins
execution.
around. Is there any candy in there? Is it even worth to hit it?
Looked like about 3 pieces of candy in the piñata.
Oh, well, that'll dampen your smile. It'll make you smile to have candy, but you eat some of that, it'll ruin your smile. I feel like you're sending the wrong message on National Smile
They
Day.
might just not be connected. What does a piñata have to do with National Smile?
Do you think that they just have an excess of piñatas down here in Virginia?
they
So
gotta
that's
get rid of them?
They might have to. They're like, all right, let's bring it to the Braves game.
Maybe the Braves accidentally bulk ordered 100 piñatas.
Oh shoot, we just needed one, but today's National Smile Day. Let's use it again. 2-1 the score. The Braves lead over the Cropdusters in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch to Quinn Madden, low, but he swung through it for strike 1. Irby finally put some runs on his record in his 7th inning of work in a Cropdusters uniform, but got out of it all the same. The 0-1. Check this swing. Did he go? He did not. A high fastball doesn't fool Quinn Madden. Pulls up in time for ball 1. So a 1-1 count with no outs and none on in the bottom of the 2nd. Irby delivers inside, ball 1.
Quinn Madden, one of those Ripken League veterans, his 3rd year with the team, and we talk about how experience in the Ripken League is so valuable, Jish.
It seems the people who come back deal the most. 2-1. Hit on the ground through the middle infield to the outfield for a base hit. Madden stops his run at 1. Scott fields it, throws back into the diamond. A really well-hit ball smoked and chopped up the middle like a good piece of salmon.
Like a good piece of salmon.
Yeah, smoked and chopped.
You love salmon?
I do love salmon. That's fall fish. That's probably my pick.
I
to,
love sushi.
I'm a big sushi
Love
guy.
sushi. Probably my favorite food.
I'm staying up in Ellicott City this summer, Jack. There's a nice place called Umai Sushi in town. Really, really good. I tried it out.
Sashimi.
I'm a big sushi guy. AJ Lubriciano, the next batter for the Braves. Runner goes. Spellman pops up, makes the throw too high. Hines had to leap to bring it back down into the infield, but Quinn Madden is safe on the feet for its slide at 2nd.
And this is really the first adversity we've seen Irby face. He's been so dominant all season long.
He's done a great job keeping runners off the base paths. Just allowed his first runs in the last inning. It's 2-1. The Braves lead now with a runner in scoring position and no outs in the bottom of this 2nd. Lubriciano, Laskovsky at the plate. The lefty Braces the righty. He takes it low, but it's in there. Strike one. Strike two, excuse me. The steal attempt was on a strike. So now Irby 1 strike away from his second punch-out of the afternoon. He takes a look back at second at the lone base runner, Quinn Madden. Now delivers. Swing and a miss, strike three. A three-pitch strikeout for Michael Irby to put his stamp on this game. Now it brings up A.J. Laburciano, the rider third baseman.
Madden taking a very aggressive secondary at second. Looks like he's itching to go again, Jish. He stole that base off of Irby at first.
Definitely would be a big help to this batter, Laburciano, who swings and misses for strike one, hitting .074 on the year so far.
Not what you want.
He's definitely in the lineup for defensive purposes. He's made some good plays at second, at third, in his multiple positions this season in the infield. The 0-1. Bottom inside corner, strike two. Irby beats him with the fastball again.
Jish, we've talked about Ben Davis's slump. Laburciano is 2 for his last 27.
Ouch. 0-2 the count. Runner at second. 1 out in the bottom of the second. Too far inside. Ball 1. Laburciano gains some ground back in this count.
Madden playing some mind games at second with the shortstop Hines, just really bouncing up and down.
Dancing around at second base, the only base runner. Back at the plate, it's a 1-2 count. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Strike three. The throw to third, not on time. It's good for out two, and there's a runner at third base. Quinn Madden gets his second steal of his time on the base paths. And it brings up the bottom of the order, the second baseman, Zach Scott.
As my good friend Jish Sokolsky says, Quinn Madden has lightning in his cleats. Didn't even get a good jump on that and beat the throw into third easily.
It's really difficult to get that throw down to third, or something you don't typically see, a steal from second to third. Scott chops one up the middle. Hines fields it at the hop at short. The throw to first on time and on the money for out number one. A great extension from Ben Davis to keep the foot on the bag and record the third out. A runner left stranded at third, but we have a scoreless second inning from both teams. It's still 2-1, the Braves on top of the Cropdusters, oh so narrowly, and the bottom of the order due up for the, or the top of the order, excuse me, due up for the Crops. Carter Hines looks for his first hit when we return on YouTube. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. After 2 innings, the Braves lead the Cropdusters 2-1 here at South County High School. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. Parker Edwards had a blemish in his first inning, allowed the first run of the day on an RBI single from Nick Lukac, but shut down the side in the second inning, only allowed 1 hit, left 1 on with no runs scored. We'll see how he does in his third inning of work. We've seen the best of Parker Edwards. We've seen the not-so-best of Parker Edwards.
And Jish, we're going to get the top of this Dusters lineup. Had some really impressive swings off of Edwards in the first.
Carter Hines rounded out on the second pitch the last time he went up to bat in the top of the first. Looking for his first hit. He's hitting .325 on the year after at one point being up to .440. First pitch. Too low, ball 1. Carter Hines always sees that zone very well.
Hines playing short today. Feels like the first time in a while we've seen him at short. We've had Reinhold, we've had Patrick Sanchez.
He's just as capable in that middle infield, can play both positions, typically a second baseman. The 1-0. Hines takes it low, ball 2. Hines is listed as a second baseman on the team site, or excuse me, as a shortstop on the team site. Hasn't gotten a lot of run there yet. The 2-0. Too high, ball 3. Simultaneous chance of good work from his dugout. As he's up 3-0 with no outs and none on, 1 ball away from taking his first base. The 3-0. Edwards finds the zone with some velocity. Strike 1 right down the middle.
Hines just 1 extra base hit on the year, but a singles machine, Jish, just shooting the ball into the right field gap.
6 runs batted in. 3-1 the count. Swing and a cracked ball into the center field for a base hit. Carter Hines stops his run at first. He's on the board yet again.
And that's the Carter Hines we know. Low line drive right up the middle. Just keeps his bat in the zone for a super long time, so even if he doesn't get the timing perfectly, still has a good chance to make good contact.
A very quick swing for Carter Hines. Puts him on first with no outs, and Parker Fry up to bat. Doubled his last at-bat. He was the only run to score for the Cropdusters in that first inning. Edwards delivers. First pitch, low and away, ball 1 to the lefty.
We saw Fry hit a ball off the wall earlier in the game. He's a guy that, if he gets hot, he can be one of the premier power hitters in the Ripken League.
1-0 the count. Hines, the base runner at first. Low and away, ball 2, same spot, same speed from Parker Edwards on the pitch. And you got to keep an eye out at Carter Hines at first. Always a threat to steal. Has 2 multi-steal games this season thus far. 2-0 the count. The pitch from Edwards. Too low, runner goes. Hines slides in headfirst to second safely as the throw is offline from Kalura behind the plate.
That was a really quick transfer by Kalura to even give himself a shot to get the out. Edwards was very slow to the plate, didn't look at Hines once. Got a great jump.
2-1 the count. Reverse announcer's jinx from the horse's mouth to the baseball diamond. Now there's a runner at second with no outs, takes the double play off the table. And Parker Fry, if he can hit another double like he did his last at-bat, will bring in the tying run.
From the horse's mouth. I haven't heard that one.
I'm the horse, I guess. 2-1 the count. No outs and 1 on. Here's the pitch. Swing and another well-hit ball right into the glove of the first baseman. A line out for the first out of the inning.
Unfortunately, that was hit right at Halligan, but another great at-bat for Parker Fry.
With the sun setting in over this left field side and us sitting right behind the first base line, it's hard for us to kind of see where this ball travels, especially when it's hit as quickly as it was in the last 2 at-bats. Brings up the heart of the order, Josh Reinhold, up to bat, grounded out his previous at-bat to the shortstop. First pitch. On the skinny part of the strike zone for strike 1, a fastball inside to the righty.
Reinhold, just one of those guys that you want up with runners in scoring position. Always seems to get the job done.
6 RBIs on the season. A 7th would tie this game up. It's 2-1 Braves in the top of this 3rd inning. Edwards takes a look back at second and delivers. Too low, ball 1. Reinhold calls off the run from Hines at second base as the catcher Kalura did a good job trapping it.
It's been really impressive so far. The third on to second, quick transfer. Seems like a really good athlete behind the plate.
The 1-1. Chopped to short again. Leskovsky fields it on the ground, makes the throw across the diamond for out number 2. Carter Hines advances the third on the sequence. And it brings up the cleanup batter, Nick Lukac, already with an RBI today and now with a runner at third. Has to put a ball in play to bring home a runner with 2 outs in the top of this 3rd.
Braves bullpen being very vocal, as they always are.
The bullpen very close to the field. Got them in some trouble last season. First pitch right down the middle, strike 1. Good break on the ball from Edwards to get ahead of Nick Lukac.
Don't really know what they're cheering about.
Lukac cracks the second ball he sees to Labruciano at third, who makes the routine throw across the diamond for out number 3. The tying run stays stranded at third, and the Cropdusters go into the bottom of this 3rd, still down 2-1 to the Braves. It's been a tough go of things. The Cropdusters left one on and look to keep the lead where it is at the bottom of this 3rd. Michael Irby set to return out for his 3rd inning. And we'll have you covered for that on YouTube. Stay with us. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
line. Number 13, center fielder.
Top of the order due up for the Braves. They lead 2-1 over the Cropdusters in the bottom of this third. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Michael Irby back out to deal for the Cropdusters. Has 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, and 2 runs. Both of them earned in 2 innings of work. First pitch beats him with the fastball, strike 1.
Irby's allowed a little bit of traffic on the bases today, but has looked pretty good. I mean, Brian Scott came very close to making that catch, that if he did, Irby would be throwing up zeros.
Flaherty grounded out to third base his last at-bat in the first inning. Takes one low for ball 1.
Just so reliable. He's a guy, he's always going to give you a chance to win. He's going to be around the zone, throwing strikes.
1-1 the count. No outs, none on. Fastball beats him again, strike 2. It's right in no man's land on the black line, the inner part of the strike zone against this righty. Flaherty is steadfast with the bat on his shoulder. 1-2 the count. No outs and none on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Michael Irby doing what he does best. His 4th strikeout of the afternoon. Put away his first batter in the bottom of this third.
It's a really great feeling when you have a pitcher on the mound that you don't have to worry about him walking everyone. And there are a lot of guys in the Rep League that have great stuff. Not a lot of guys that have the command that Irby has.
Morabito went down swinging the last time he was up to bat. Faces Michael Irby again, fresh off a strikeout. And Irby picks up where he left off, of changeup to the high outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count, 1 out and none on. Irby from the windup. Kept on the ground. Irby fields it himself. The soft toss to first base is on time for out number 2. Pitchers are athletes too. Michael Irby joked with us that he can do a front flip as one of the most athletic things he can do, but he won't be asked to do a front flip as a pitcher. He will be asked to assist on some of these infield outs, which he just did.
Allegedly. He allegedly said he can do a front flip. We haven't seen it,
yeah.
So
maybe it's just too awesome that we would have to shield our eyes. 2 outs, and the 3-hole hitter catcher Halligan up to bat. Hit a single his last time up. Came in on the inside the park home run. Takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Lefty versus righty. It's always an advantageous matchup for the hitter. Halligan, one of the best hitters in the Cal Ripken League, hitting north of 300 at 310. With a run already today, he'll have to get on the base paths first. The 1-0. Finds the high inside corner, strike 1.
whenever you have a guy with a plus changeup like Irby, you always like him matchup-wise against a lefty, but no pitcher really matches up well with Halligan. It's been that good.
1-1 the count. 2 outs. He takes it outside the zone. Ball 2. Irby, the fastball on the left side of the plate, has worked against righties, but Halligan sees it better and doesn't swing. 2-1 the count. Halligan ahead of Irby on the mound. It's 2-1 Braves. Bounces off the dirt for ball 3. Halligan one ball away from keeping the inning alive and getting on base.
Irby looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. 1 out away.
3-1 the count. 2 outs in the bottom of the third, where the Braves lead 2-1. The pitch, a hard hit ball to foul for strike 2. So now Irby is 1 strike away from ending the inning, but 1 ball away from extending it. The full count pitch on the way next against one of the league's most powerful hitters. 3-2 the count. Halligan takes it high, ball 4. He gets on base for the second time this afternoon, this time on a walk.
Another quality at-bat by catcher Halligan, fouling off some really good pitches on the black. Working a walk that is well-earned.
Now,
A hard-fought battle between pitcher and batter is won by the batter, and now it brings up Parker Edwards to the bag. Hit an inside-the-park home run his last at-bat after it was nailed into center field. Scott, for the Cropdusters, had trouble fielding it. Brought in 2. Hit foul down the left field line for strike 1. Irby out in front of the pitcher, Edwards.
Edwards trying to help himself out. He did in that first at-bat. You mentioned it.
How often do you hear pitchers giving themselves bats? It's 2-1 Braves. He brought in both of the home team's runs. With a runner at first and 2 outs, 0-1 the count. Irby delivers from the stretch. Too far inside, ball 1.
And when you're pitching takes so much mental energy. To also be locked in for 4 at-bats, hitting in the 4 spot is so impressive.
1-1 the count. Call him the Shohei Ohtani of South County. A throwback to first. Doesn't catch catcher Halligan napping. He walks back into first safely. Halligan, the lone base runner at first base with 2 outs and a 1-1 count. Swinging a foul ball, strike 2, and there's a lot of movement going on in the bullpen, but it doesn't seem like there's a reliever warming up. Seems as though there's some banter going on between the Cropdusters relievers. I couldn't tell you what that's all about.
Sammy Lease was fired up about something.
Sammy Lease, the bullpen catcher today. 1-2 the count, 1 strike away from the inning. Throwback to first, nothing doing. Halligan safe at first, the lone base runner. Edwards with a few practice swings in the righty batter's box before he's ready to face Irby again. 1-2 on the way with 2 outs in the bottom of this third. Irby with 4 strikeouts already today. One more well-placed pitch will be number 5. Caught him swinging, popped in the air and fouled off. He'll stay alive with a 1-2 count.
I think they were playing some sort of game. I think I saw Sammy Lease do the Ronaldo celebration.
See. Can you do the Ronaldo sound?
I'm not even going to attempt that, Jish.
It's pretty easy. 1-2 the count, 2 outs and a runner at first. That's catcher Halligan. 2-1 the Braves lead in the bottom of the third. Irby, the 1-2. Too low, ball 2. Halligan threatened the run from first, but decides against it, stays back.
Jish, we're talking about, we're going to try to get some mic'd up later in the season. We're talking about guys that would be good to mic up. Sammy Lease, not a bad option.
Definitely not the Alabama catcher. 2-2 the count. With 2 outs, runner goes. Swing and a well-hit ball deep into left field. It's traveling backwards and over the wall. 2 at-bats for Parker Edwards and 2 home runs. It's now 4-1. The Braves lead over the Cropdusters, courtesy of not 1, but 2 home runs from the Braves pitcher.
Well, the Braves lead the league in home runs for a reason, and you saw it there. Parker Edwards doing his best Shohei Ohtani impression, and he has been the offense for the Braves tonight.
Already 2 home runs today. The Braves came into the day with 14, up to 16. The second-place team is the Cropdusters. They only have 7 home runs. The Braves are a team that hit for power. They scored 27 runs in their last 2 games. They've just been putting runs on the board.
Really dwarf everyone else in comparison.
It brings up the 5-hole hitter, Kalura, who swings to the first one for strike 1. Irby has been 1 strike away on 2 straight batters. Instead, extends the deficit to 3 runs. 0-1 the count for Irby. Swing and a pop fly to left field. Lukac runs up and makes the slide, but doesn't make the grab. The bullpen from the Braves chirping the left fielder Lukac as he can't bring it in for out number 3. This inning continues to churn on.
Lukac got a glove on it, just couldn't come down with it.
In and out of the glove, that's...
Left fielder, number 1.
You can't really ask more out of the pitcher, Irby, there.
We got soft contact, but it is important to note the Dusters have been in this exact situation, down 3 at South County.
A home run fest for the Cropdusters. This is one of the easier ballparks to hit home runs in. Kept on the ground from Madden to McMeans at third, who fields it off the hop, makes the throw to first on time, and that finally ends the inning with runner left on Jaden Kalura. Another 2-run home run from Parker Edwards, the pitcher and designated hitter, extends the Braves' lead to 4-1 over the Cropdusters as we are done with 3 innings of play. Cropdusters bats get a chance to respond at the top of the 4th. You're not going to want to miss that on YouTube. Stay with us. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. 4-1, the Braves lead over the Cropdusters after 3 innings. To the top of the 4th we go with Parker Edwards on the mound for the Braves. Has hit 2 home runs already today. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. And I guess the silver lining for the Cropdusters is when he's done pitching, he's out of the lineup as well. So that's really the only way you can stop him, is just hitting on him. Cav McMeans set to lead off for the Cropdusters in the top of this 3rd inning.
Jish, it really is unbelievable when you think of how many home runs the Braves have hit compared to every other team in the Rifkin League. It must be South County.
They're 9 clear of the next best team. They hit 8 in one game at this venue. They're already up to 2 on the day, both coming from the pitcher, Parker Edwards.
Ball just travels here, I guess.
Fences are not super far either. McMeans takes the first one inside, ball 1 on the fastball.
Certainly not 318 down the line.
On both sides and 360 dead center. That's where Jimmy Kirk hit 2 of them last time he played here. McMeans takes the 1-0 high for ball 2. So Edwards, you got to wonder if maybe putting 2 good swings on the baseball will impact your throwing arm as well. From the windup, the 2-0. McMeans looks at a strike high and in.
Edwards really getting into his legs, the lower half on the delivery. Generates a lot of his power from that.
Righty to righty on the 2-1. McMeans swings and misses for strike 2. McMeans 2 for 18 on the season with a home run and 3 RBIs. Both of his hits came against Silver Spring this past Monday. The 2-2. Swing, and that's put in play into the outfield and falls for a base hit. McMeans has hit number 3 as Flaherty gets under it and makes the throw back into the diamond to hold the run at first.
McMeans' at-bats have been looking much better as of late. In his first at-bat, he smoked about a right field, just right at the right fielder. Gets the hit here.
Night and day from when he started with the Cropdusters. His first game was against the Giants a few weeks ago. Went 0 for 4 in that game with 3 strikeouts. Definitely has improved as the summer has progressed. First pitch to Connor Spellman is a swing and strike. Puts Edwards ahead of the Jacksonville catcher 0-1 with no outs and 1 on. A 4-1 ball game. The Braves lead over the Cropdusters.
McMeans also a guy that can run at first.
0-1 the count for Spellman. Struck out his last at-bat. A look up and down from Edwards and the delivery. A looking strike this time, high and in. The fastball beats the righty.
Edwards standing at 6'5", really pulls down on the baseball, over the top delivery. Looks like it's coming straight down at you.
0-2 the count with no outs and a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Connor Spellman struck out twice. That's pretty uncharacteristic for the Jacksonville catcher.
He's a guy that just finds a way on base. Don't see that too often from him.
It's now Ben Davis up to bat. With Cam McMeans at first, Ben Davis is 0 for 1 on the day. Him at exactly 100 this season. 2 for 20. First pitch, the fastball, high and in, ball, strike 1.
Just we are in an absolute battle right now with the sun.
Coming down right in our field of view. I'm wearing sunglasses. I still have to put a visor with my hand.
Bad day for me to forget my glasses.
0-1. Swing and a pop fly to left field again. Shortstop Sokolsky settles under it on the dirt for out number 2. A second straight ball hit to that shallow left field for Ben Davis, and it's the same results. A pop out. So now with 2 outs, Griffin Puvel is up to bat. He was in this situation last time too. Hit a 2-out single to keep the party going in the 2nd inning. He's got a runner at first. A speedy runner, so perhaps another ball hit the same way to bring him around. And he does get a good swing on it. Delivered into left field. It falls for a base hit. McMahon's thought about 3rd, but runs back to 2nd safely. Puvel is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 2-out singles.
Puvel is a guy that if you can get him going offensively, his swings have been looking much better as of late. Very solid defensively. That's someone you want in the outfield.
Griffin Puvel's first multi-hit day as a Cropduster, the right fielder, stands at first with Cav McMeans, the Charleston 3rd baseman, at 2nd, and Brian Scott, the bottom of the order hitter, up to the plate now. 2 outs in the top of this 4th inning. Cropdusters trail 4-1. Edwards, the Braves pitcher, takes a look back at 2nd and delivers. Scott, a swing and a miss, strike one. Good pop-up from Kalura behind the plate as well to look for any runners going, none do.
Can't think of anyone else on the team that has come up in as many big spots as Brian Scott.
0-1 to count. Swing and a well-hit ball deep into center left. The center fielder, Flaherty, calls off his left fielder, Madden, and gets under it for out number 3. A crushing blow to leave 2 Cropdusters on the base as they're done with 4 innings of work. 4-1, the Braves still lead over the Cropdusters, with perhaps more on the way from the Braves bats. At the bottom of the 4th we go. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. "4-1, the Braves lead over the Cropdusters midway through the 4th inning, and there's a few defensive substitutions for the Crops to discuss before we get back to it. New pitcher and a new center fielder. Alex Keene takes the bump for the Cropdusters, and there's some movement in the outfield. Brian Scott's day is done. Tried to play after taking a nasty tumble in the 1st inning, but his day is done, and that brings Jason Janesco over to left field and shifts Nick Lukac over to center.
We saw Janesco for the first time yesterday against the Aces. Had some tough at-bats, but that's to be expected when you don't get much run at school. Come into summer ball still trying to find your timing.
Janesco had 3 strikeouts with 1 hit in that game in the 9th inning. The Cropdusters almost rallied to beat the Aces, but fell to them 3-2 after scoring both of their runs in the final inning. Cropdusters are slow in the middle innings again. 3 straight scoreless innings for the bats. Now the pitching looks to recover after giving up a 2-run homer last time out. It's a new pitcher, Alex Keene, out there from Millersville. Keene has played in 2 games with a start. A shaky first start against the Big Train, but really turned it on with 3 scoreless innings in his next appearance. First pitch, low and in, ball 1 to Jamie Laskowski, the shortstop for the Braves, leading off in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-0. In there, strike 1, the south part of the zone. No swings for Laskowski yet. Could have afforded to swing at that one.
With Lukac moving to center, Janesco in left, really good outfield for the Cropdusters defensively.
A lot of speed, to say the least. Fracked over the head of the shortstop, Hines, and down for a base hit. Laskowski thought about turning 2, but the throw back in from Lukac in center keeps him glued at first.
And this seems like a completely different Braves lineup than what we saw last time. Just really putting the ball on the bat, lots of power. Really seemed to come into their own.
Well, Laskowski did come in last time they played the Cropdusters to pinch hit 0-for-1 with a strikeout that day. A.J. Labriciano in that game started at shortstop. He was pulled after going 0-for-3. First pitch inside, ball 1 to the righty.
You hear Labriciano's walk-up song? Sounded like the end of a furniture commercial.
800-588.
Yeah.
2-300 Empire. He's 0-for-1 in the day with a strikeout. Pops one foul behind the fence for strike 1. I'm always going to instinctually look back there after what happened last time I made the drive down here. Almost $500 mistake on my end. 1-1 the count. Throw back to first, nothing doing. Laskowski is safe sliding back into the first bag. With no outs and 1 runner on, Labriciano looks to put an end to his cold spell. He's got 2 hits in his last 27 at-bats. The 1-1 missed high, ball 2. Alex Keene tries the fastball, but couldn't locate it quite well.
Labriciano's been getting run, but At some point, you got to figure it's going to end if he's hitting 074 on the season.
2-1, runner goes, chopped up the middle. That'll take the double play off the table. Hines, the throw from short to first for out number 1. So a strategic steal from Sokolsky to beat out the double play. It still brings one out on the fielder's choice. But there's now a runner in scoring position with just one out. And the bottom of the order hitter, Zach Scott, up to the plate.
Been traffic on the bases for the Braves all day long. Irby did a good job of limiting the damage, giving the Cropdusters a chance to fight back into this game.
Scott 0 for 1 on the day. Irby forced him into some weak contact as the first pitch finds the bottom part of the zone, strike 1. Good placement from Alex Keane.
Keane looked really a lot better in his second start of the year. Velocity was in a good place. Stuff was in a good place.
0-1. Misses inside for ball 1. Keane came into the game during the Aces game, the first one, where the Crops lost 7-0, through 3 scoreless innings in the middle frames in relief of Caleb Menina. 4 scoreless innings, excuse me. The 1-1. Too low, ball 2.
Ran into a bit of a buzzsaw his first start against Big Train. Jordan Crosland, the Maryland shortstop, hit a towering home run.
And those are common at this stadium. We've already seen 2 today from the Braves. The 2-1 misses high and away for ball 3 on the fastball. Keane has an empty base at first, and it would reopen the opportunity for an inning-ending double play.
Keane needs to go right at Scott, however. You do not want to bring up the top of the lineup.
3-1. Right down the middle, strike 2. A full count for the second baseman, Scott. Alex Keane finding the location on the fastball.
Certain times you can pitch around a guy with an open base. This is not one of those times.
Full count. 1 out, a runner at second. Braves lead it 4-1. Right down the middle, a looking strike 3. Alex Keane gets his first strikeout of the day and brings the out total to 2 in the bottom of this fourth, where the Braves lead 4-1.
Really good 3-2 pitch by Keane. Just challenging Scott right at him.
Top of the order back up for the Braves. Brain Fluharty up to bat. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out his previous at-bat in the third inning. Now getting some more run in the bottom of the fourth. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1.
Braves have 5 guys in today's lineup hitting over 300. Chris Morbido, not that far off from making it 6. He's hitting 292.
1-0 the count. 2 outs. Swing and a weakly hit ground ball to short. Hines fields it. The throw across is on time for out number 3. A valiant effort from Fluharty to try and beat the throw, but nothing doing. Alex Keane goes with just 1 hit in his first inning on the plate and leaves 1 stranded. No runs coming across for the Braves. To the top of the 5th we go. The Cropdusters trail the Braves 4-1. And there is potentially a new pitcher out for the Braves after 4 innings of work. We'll keep you posted when we return. Stay with us on YouTube. Four to 1, the Braves lead over the Cropdusters. To the top of the 5th we go. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. There's a new pitcher out there, which is a big blow not only for the Braves pitching, but for their offense. Parker Edwards, the starter, brought in 4 runs off of 2 homers. But his day is now done pitching and hitting. In relief is the NJIT product, Talon Milhalnik. New Jersey stand up, but his time with the Engineers wasn't too fruitful this past spring. Allowed 33 earned runs in 29 innings pitched. It's probably the opposite of economical, Jack.
Not what you want.
Short, simple, and to the point.
Fellow Ginger.
Look at that. Fellow to who?
Some people would consider me Ginger.
Maybe. I've always looked at you as more of a brown-haired kind of guy.
Get brown, get red.
Depends on where the sun hits it, I guess. Milhalnik, this season in the Cal Ripken League, through 3 games, has gone 4 2/3 with 4 earned runs, 5 hits. Not the most stellar numbers. He'll have to deal to the top of the order to start. Carter Hines singled his last at-bat. He leads off again. He led off the 3rd inning. Leads off the top of the 5th with a Cropdusters trail 4-1.
Hines so consistent, just racking up multi-hit games.
First pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Not a hard-thrown ball from Milhalnik, but it beats him. It's typical to take the first pitch to break in the new pitcher. We'll see what Hines does with his new data. The 0-1. Swing and a well-hit ball up the middle. That's his 2nd of the day. Right to center field. Carter Hines gets another base hit. He's 2 for 3.
Doesn't it just always seem like all of Carter Hines' base hits are in the exact same spot?
He's either going opposite or right up the middle. Carter Hines has a great timing on his swing. There's a reason why he's one of the best hitters on the Cropdusters. It brings up Parker Fry, who's having himself quite the day. 1 for 2 on the day with a double. And the only run scored for the Cropdusters. He's got a runner at first. First pitch too low, ball 1 on the fastball.
Fry's had a tremendous day. The double off the wall, and then his second at bat, he smoked a ball just right at the right fielder.
Hines takes a healthy lead at first. Stole a base his last time on the paths. Now with a new pitcher, though. We'll see if he does it again. Pitch misses. Or it's in there, excuse me. A called strike 1 on the lower inside corner. Kalura pops up, remembering Hines' stealing tendencies behind the dish, but doesn't make the throw, as Hines stays put at first base.
Certainly a situation where Hines can go try to break up the double play with not the fastest guy up.
1-1 the count. The pitch hit foul for strike 2. Parker Fry did score, though, using his long legs to get around third. Scored from second on a single from Nick Lukac back in the 1st inning.
Just you said earlier that Fry has a tight end build.
I would say so. Maybe like a big Z receiver. The 1-2 fouled backwards towards the light tower. 6'5". I'm guessing around maybe like 220. Maybe he's a little too skinny to play tight end. You put him on line, but if he's like a power slot guy, throw it up to him. Throw it up to him in the red zone. Football is one of my favorite sports, so I would love to see Parker Fry put some pads on. Could be a weapon on offense. 1-2 the count. Runner at first. No outs in the top of this 5th inning. Too low. A good frame from Kalura, but it's ball 2.
A couple football players on this team. I believe Bryce Herb.
Bryce Herb was in
quarterback.
He was a record-setting quarterback in high school. Mac Lewis won a state championship as a quarterback. Couple of football guys. Torian Domenico played some football, was a quarterback. The 2-2. Swing and a well-hit line towards the foul area on the left field side to stay alive at 2-2. Right towards that Braves bullpen that's been chirping all day long. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Fry at the plate. Carter Hines takes his lead from first with no outs. He's the lone base runner. Milhalnik delivers. It's kept on the ground to second. Labruciano makes the throw on the run to first for the first out, but that's a fielder's choice. It brings Carter Hines to second.
Productive out for Fry. Gets a runner in scoring position for the heart of the Cropdusters order.
And it's the heart of the order, beginning with Josh Reinhold, typically a leadoff hitter, but did hit a home run out of this ballpark earlier this season, his only on the season. 0 for 2 so far today, but up against the new pitcher. We'll see how he fares. With a runner at second base and 1 out, the Crops trail 4-1 in the top of this 5th. The pitch. Too high and away from the catcher's glove. Hines easily takes third on the wild pitch.
Reinhold's homer was to dead center last time. It was a little bit of a Oh, wow. He can do that too, kind of moment. He has that in his bag also.
It was his second hit of the day, his other a single. That's typically what he hits. Not many extra base hits for Reinhold, the Christopher Newport second baseman today. He's got a runner at third now with just one out. The sac fly is on the table. A 1-0 count back at the plate. Milhalnik deals from the stretch. Too high, ball 2. Kalura pops up, but there's no runner to throw out. And Reinhold gets ahead further in this count. 2 groundouts today, both to the shortstop. Looking to finally sink his teeth into this scoreboard.
Braves will give up a run on a ground ball.
2-0 the count. 1 out and a runner at third. The pitch. Too low, skips off the dirt. Good block from Kalura, but ball 3.
They're playing their entire infield back.
No double play on the table. The infielders will take advantage of perhaps another weakly hit ball if that is the case. 3-1 the count. 1 out. Too low, ball 4. Reinhold takes first base with Nick Lukac, the cleanup hitter, up to bat again with 1 out. Runners in the corners. He is the tying run. Hit a double earlier this year, but we've yet to see him really hit with any pop. A home run would tie this ball game up. It's 4-1 Braves at the top of the 5th.
Reinhold, very good base runner. Certainly a situation we could see him try to swipe a bag.
If he does, it takes the double play off the table. A double play would end the inning. Lukac 1 for 2 on the day. His lone hit, an RBI single back in the first inning. First pitch high, ball 1, the fastball. Can't find the zone.
It's 5 straight balls from Mahalanik.
But a good job from Kalura behind the plate to snag it out of the air. If it got away from his grasp, Reinhold's taken 2 at least. 1-0 the count. 1 out, runners in the corners. Too low, ball 2.
Here's some chirping from the Cropdusters bullpen after the 6th straight ball.
Milhalnik struggling to find the zone now with the fastball with the off speed. He's 1 pop fly away from a run with a runner at third. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Lukac wanted it all with that swing, but couldn't get any of it. Strike 1. That's what I like to call a swing for the fences.
Do you like to say a freedom hack?
I do love saying that as well. 2-1 the count. Runners in the corners. Too low, ball 3. And even more heckling from the Cropdusters bullpen in right field. A loud ball scream. Couldn't tell you exactly who that was.
We've seen games between these two teams get a little testy.
3-1 the count. Runners in the corners. Here's the pitch. Too low, ball 4. Lukac walks. So now the bases are loaded. Tying run at first with Kevin McMeans up to bat. The go-ahead run, and now there's a meeting at the mound first, though. Kalura and the infield talking with Milhalnik before this bases-loaded chance with just 1 out. Desperately looking for some weak contact, but you have to find the zone first, Jack.
Milhalnik having trouble finding the zone, and we've seen Kevin McMeans have a couple of hard hit balls today, so he's locked in at the plate. Seems like that big home run against the T-Bolts kind of started his season off offensively.
And his single earlier today in the previous inning started off his day hitting. He's 1 for 2. All he needs is a pop fly to bring in a runner with bases loaded and just 1 out. However, a ball kept on the ground and in the infield could turn 2, which would be the end.
McMeans have been elevating the ball into the outfield all day today. And one of those game-changing spots.
A lot of speed on the base paths. Lukac at first. Reinhold at second. Carter Hines at third. McMeans, another speedy batter, at the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the 5th, the Crops trail by 3. The pitch. Too high, ball 1. McMeans gets out ahead. A shriek from the Cropdusters bullpen. Really, maybe even getting in the head of Milhalnik on the mound. He's missed the zone in all but 1 of his last 9 pitches. That one right down the middle, though, for strike 1. Milhalnik shrugging it off and getting even against Kevin McMeans at the bag. A ball and a strike with 1 out. Bases loaded. 4-1, the Braves lead over the Cropdusters, but that can change with 1 fell swing. The 1-1 low. The throw back to third, not there. Ball 2 and a safe runner at third. Couldn't ask for anything better for the Cropdusters.
Hines taking a really aggressive secondary at third. Already seen a pass ball this inning.
With a short backstop, he kind of needs that really aggressive lead. If a ball gets away from the catcher, he wants that advantage coming home. 2-1 the count for McMeans. 2 low, skips off the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Hines does not run home as ball 3 skips away from Kalura. And the bases are still loaded with 3 balls. A walk brings in a run. McMeans just has to see this zone well as he has all at bat.
Maholinek really struggling to find the zone.
3-1 the count. 1 out, bases loaded. Crops trail 4-1 in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Maholinek with a crucial swing and miss force there to fill the count up. Puts more pressure on the batter than he had before.
Corners in for the Braves. Middle infield playing back, looking for the double play.
3-2. 1 out, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Too low. Ball 4. McMeans walks in a run. Hines the one to score from third. Bases remain loaded with 1 out. And Ben Davis up to bat. Cropdusters bring the deficit to 2. It's 4-2. Braves over Crops in the top of this 5th.
I'm not sure anybody loved that walk more than this Cropdusters bullpen.
They've been letting Maholinek know every time he misses the zone, which, quite frankly, has been quite a lot. 3 straight walks for Maholinek to load up these bases with still 1 out. Up against Connor Spellman now, the Jacksonville catcher. 2 strikeouts today. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 1, the first time he's faced Maholinek.
Maholinek really getting into, I would say, Jack Feldman territory of not throwing strikes.
1-0 the count. Are you saying that Maholinek will have to join me on the call as well?
Listen, I'm saying not a lot of people threw as many balls as me.
Hey, and not a lot of people give the
really
excellent color takes as you do. The 1-0 missed high and inside for ball 2. Spellman up ahead after striking out twice. Maholinek delivers. Check swing in the dirt, ball 3. 1 poorly timed pitch away from bringing in the Cropdusters' third run. The Braves manager standing with his hands on the fence of the dugout. I'm sure that 1 ball will also mean the end of Maholinek's night. 3-0, 1 out, bases loaded, Crops trail 4-2. 2-0, ball 4, Spellman takes a base. That brings in Reinhold from third. It's 4-3. The Cropdusters have cut into this lead thanks to 4 straight walks.
And it looks like we're going to leave Maholinek out there, and you can see Jaden Kalora, the Braves catcher, kind of give a look to the dugout like expecting time to be called.
He takes his helmet off. He needs a little bit of time. As
There-
Ben
there's-
Davis
This
steps
is a
up to that.
classic situation. They're stalling. They're trying to get someone hot in the bullpen, doing everything they can to give them as much time as possible to prepare.
Yeah, it looks like Kalora is tying his shoe. And, you know, I talked to Coach Evans after last night's game against the Aces. He said the main emphasis going into today was getting a lot better at-bats. The Cropdusters have done it this inning. 4 straight walks to bring in 2 runs and bring the deficit down to 1. The Cropdusters are seeing the zone well, not panicking, and here comes the meeting at the mound now. That means Maholinek's day is done after getting just through 1 out, and whatever unlucky reliever comes in will have to inherit a bases-loaded situation.
That's a classic, maybe untie the shoe, retie the shoe situation for Kalora.
You can't
Giving
call
their
that. You
bullpen
gotta,
pitcher a little more time.
exactly. That bullpen pitcher walks out to Fly for a White Guy by The Offspring. What an elite walk-up song.
Jish, you're an absolute encyclopedia when it comes to knowing
This song, well, this is a good story about this song. When I was at camp when I was 13 years old, this is the song my counselor would play to wake us up in the morning. And we would love it. We would eat it up every time. We'd love to wake up.
I don't think I'd be
7 o'clock
very
every morning.
happy if this is the first song I heard in the morning at 7 a.m.
It brings in number 21, Seth Claiborne, for these Braves.
Claiborne, the Omaha, Nebraska native, as the College World Series is in full swing.
Indeed. Playing in his hometown, but he is not a part of it. A senior from Concordia University. a D3 school. He's one of many returners on this Braves squad. He went 2-0 with no runs allowed last summer. 8 1/3 innings pitched, so not a big sample size, but the fact that he went scoreless through those games, it's pretty impressive nonetheless. This season, Claiborne threw 2 2/3 innings pitched, still no runs allowed, just 1 walk, no hits and no strikeouts either for the righty from Concordia.
And what a spot for Ben Davis. He's been struggling to get it going offensively and comes in to a game-changing at-bat here.
The tying run is at third base with just 1 out and bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. We're ready to resume. It's 4-3 Braves on top of Cropdusters. Ben Davis looking to shut down his cold stretch. Hitless over the last 10 games.
Quick shout out to us, Jish. Been bad on the sun all day long. Finally setting. Tremendous news.
Goodness. 1 out, bases loaded. The first pitch from Claiborne is hit right down to the first baseman. The throw back to home is on time for 1 out. Back to first for 2. No, it's not on time. Halligan was off the bag when he caught it. Ben Davis beats the throw back for the double play, but it robs the Cropdusters of a run. Here in the top of the 5th, it brings 2 outs to the scoreboard, but the bases are still loaded. The bullpen of the Braves hate the call, screaming out their displeasure, and now Griffin Puvella is up to bat with bases loaded and 2 outs. 2 for 2 on the day, both with 2 outs on the scoreboard.
Man, Griffin Puvell loves hitting at South County High School.
His first multi-hit game in a Cropdusters uniform has been today. If he gets a third, that would bring in the tying run at third. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Crops trail by 1. Claiborne delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on a low pitch. And the bullpen from the Braves taunting Puvell as he went fishing for that one. 0-1 the count. Now both bullpens screaming across the field at each other. Kept on the ground. Through for a base hit. 1 run scores as Puvell gets his 3rd hit of the day. Another 2-out single to tie it up. It's 4-4. Cropdusters and Braves tied in the 5th.
Griffin Puvell has had great at-bats all day long. Takes the fastball the other way for the RBI single. His 3rd hit of the day. And boy, Cropdusters bullpen is fired up. I don't know if it's because the bullpens are really close to the field, but we have somewhat noise-canceling headphones in, and they are loud today.
Definitely not safe for a broadcast if we put the mic over in the bullpens. Base is still loaded, 2 outs. Jason Janesco swings through the first pitch, strike 1. Janesco getting his first at-bat of the day, coming in relief of Brian Scott. So he steps out of the box and back in. Janesco struck out 3 times yesterday, but got a hit when it mattered most to start the rally in the 9th against the Aces. Couldn't finish the job, but he scored the first run. Swing and a miss again, strike 2. Still getting used to these live at-bats after having no run at ECU this past season.
Janesco doesn't really lift that front foot, keeps it down. Very quick swing.
2-1 Claiborne can get out of the jam right here. He shakes off the first pitch, likes the second. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Tie ball game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A 3-pitch strikeout. Seth Claiborne has some word to the Cropdusters bullpen as he leaves 3 hanging on the base paths. The Cropdusters tied it up thanks to an ungodly amount of walks in the top of this 5th. It's 4-4. Cropdusters and Braves tied. To the bottom of the 5th we go.
And Jish, we talk about players in their prime, maybe Hoodie Mello, stuff like that. South County Field, Puvell is just an all-worldly type player.
Puvell, last time he played at this field, only went 1 for 2, but had a double.
Big RBI double, huge spot. Putting on a show today.
It's a tie ball game, 4-4. We're midway through the 5th inning. The Cropdusters just tied it up. Braves' response is on the way next. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Yep. 4-4, the score is tied. Midway through the 5th inning, the Braves just allowed 3 runs at the top of the 5th, all coming in off of walks and then a single from Griffin Puvel to tie things up. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for the bottom of the 5th inning. Before we go any further, there's a special announcement that's going to be coming on our Twitter on Monday. All Crops fans, keep an eye out on social media for a very special announcement from our president. I wonder what it could be, Jack.
Should be very exciting.
1-0 the count for the leadoff man for the Braves. That's the 2-hole hitter, Morabito. Takes one high for ball 2. Morabito 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Alex Keene in his 2nd inning of work.
Jish, I didn't realize how noise-canceling these headphones are. I'm taking one ear out.
Me too. I want
Seems
to
like
hear
the
what...
bullpens are right here.
The 2-0 slammed foul for strike 1. Both bullpens, and now the dugout's getting into it too. I'm hearing a lot of noise coming from the Braves dugout, giving Morabito some encouragement with a 2-1 count. No outs and none on in the bottom of this 5th. Swinging another foul backwards.
Or just correct me if I'm wrong, but a fight almost broke out last year between these two teams.
Last year there was quite a bit of smack talk. Some to coaches, some to players. We had a lot of jawing. A player ejected for the Cropdusters. A 3-1 win for the Braves in that one. 2-2 the count. Morabito takes one high for ball 3 to a wave of goods from the dugout and bullpen alike. It's a full count for the leadoff Morabito with none on and no outs in the bottom of this 5th. 4-4 game, the Crops and Braves are tied. The pitch. Right down the middle, Alex Keene dusted him. A full count strikeout for Alex Keene, exactly what the doctor ordered, to put away his first batter. It brings up catcher Halligan, the on-base king for the Braves thus far. With a hit and a walk, he scored twice, both on home run balls.
I don't know what Alex Keene is doing differently, but outside of his big train start, he's been really phenomenal since then.
His velocity, his control's been there. First pitch, a changeup away for ball 1 to Halligan, the lefty.
Seems like everything's playing up.
On deck, it's still Parker Edwards, so although his day on the mound is done, he's still going to continue his designated hitting roles in that 4-hole spot. He hit 2 home runs. Halligan takes one outside, ball 2. Shrieks of ball coming from the Braves.
I like it, Jish. It's simple. Everyone knows what you're saying.
2-0 the count. Are we judging these chirps now? Planted in the up-away corner for strike 1.
Just think sometimes guys get a little too fancy with it. You know, you got to keep it simple.
2-1 the count as Keene makes his way back in this count. 1 out and none on. Swinging a foul ball, towering backwards into the parking lot. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, a 2-2 count, a ballerina count with bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of this 5th inning. Keene 1 pitch away from ending Halligan's perfect day. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The delighted Cropdusters bullpen lets Halligan know about it. That's his first time at bat that he doesn't get on first.
The first base umpire turned to the Cropdusters dugout and told him to settle down a little bit.
Warnings for sure will be given out if it continues for both of these teams. These umpires really just got to get it in order.
There's always something when these two teams play each other.
2 outs for Edwards, who takes one low and away for ball 1. Edwards already with 2 home runs on the day. 1 inside the park, 1 out. He's the sole contributor to the Braves' 4 runs today. Another perfect ball deep into left, but this one's going to stay in play. Janesco dives for it, but can't make the squeeze. Run to second, but he's tagged out. It got away from the glove of Janesco. Lukacs scooped it up from center field, made the throw to Reinhold. Edwards got greedy on the base paths, looking for a double. Reinhold makes the tag for out number 3. The Cropdusters bullpen loving it, screaming at the starting pitcher.
Over there?
Listen, we got to get a live mic somehow to
I don't know.
maybe that's
I
not
don't
going
know
to
if that would be a good idea.
It would be entertaining, at least for our purposes. Still tied at 4 after 5 innings of play. The Cropdusters bat set to get going after their most productive outing at the top of the 5th. They're ready to get going for the top of the sixes. How bizarre plays over the speakers here at South County High School. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
Cold. The sun went down. I'm
4-4 the score after 5 innings of play. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Cropdusters just scored 3 the last time they took the plate.
Now
And at the top of the order is back up as it was for the top of the 5th. Carter Hines gets another swing at it. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Reached on a single up the middle his last at bat. Came all the way around as well. Seth Claiborne, though, the pitcher for the Braves, did a good job cleaning up a bases-loaded mess left for him. Only allowed 1 run. First pitch. Kept on the ground to first. Halligan can't field it at the bag, and Hines reaches on a fielding error. Halligan hearing it from the Cropdusters bullpen as Hines gets on base for a 3rd time today.
Carter Hines just puts the ball in play so much, really hard to strike out. And when you have a guy that's tough to strike out, good things happen when you put the ball in play.
Carter Hines still just 1 strikeout on the season. On base so often.
Impressive.
One of them, he has a lot of at-bats, too.
Yeah.
First pitch to Parker Fry, misses low, ball 1. Parker Fry's parents are here today. Shout out to them, loyal viewers of the stream. 1-0 the count with no outs and 1 runner on. Claiborne takes a look back and delivers. Runner goes. Ball misses inside. Hines slides down and gets away from the shortstop Sokolsky, but Scott there to back it up to keep it from going into the outfield. Another successful steal for Carter Hines, his 3rd of the day.
He's been getting good jumps all day. And these stolen bases are not on Kalora. Kalora is getting the ball out very quickly from behind the plate, but
You've got to commend the base running from Carter Hines.
Hines just too fast.
So now the go-ahead run at second with a 2-0 count. Fry, wanted it all and got nothing. Strike 1 on the swing.
He's had great at-bats all day long.
2-1 the count, a double in the first inning. No hits in the meantime. He's 1 for 3 on the day. A 2-1. Swing and a cracked ball into shallow right. Flaherty makes the squeeze up from center field, and the throw back keeps the runner glued. The tag up perhaps on the table. A loud crack off the bat of Fry, but does not land for a base hit. It brings up the 3-hole hitter, Josh Reinhold.
Batting second baseman, number 8.
Reinhold was the first of 4 straight walks for the Cropdusters in his last at-bat. Still 0 for 2 on the day, but came all the way around to score and put the game within 1. He's got a runner at second with 1 out in the top of this 6th. It's a 4-4 game. Claiborne puts 1 in the zone for strike 1 on the fastball. Let out a little yup after he released the ball. He knew it was good all the way.
It's not that often you see Josh Reinhold hitless this late in the game.
0-1 the count. A look back from Claiborne and the delivery. He ducks to avoid the 0-1 offering. 1-1 the count. Reinhold in yesterday's game was 0 for 3 with a walk in that one as well. Throw back to second, nothing doing. So it'll stay 1-1 at the plate. 1 out and a runner at second. Reinhold 0 for his last 5. Bound to get on base again soon. The 1-1 misses inside of ball 2. On the corner of a ball and a strike, the umpire saw it in favor of the batter. 2-1 the count. Claiborne takes a look back, and the Concordia righty delivers. Inside, a good frame from Kalora, but a ball 3 called. He's attacking the inside portion of the plate against the righty Reinhold. but yet to throw a strike without a swing. 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Great north-south movement from Claiborne. Reinhold a little too quick with the bat to fill up the count with 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Have to have a lot of confidence in that breaking ball to throw it in a 3-1 count to Josh Reinhold. It's a great pitch there.
Full count. 2 low, ball 4, Reinhold. 2 straight walks to put a runner on first and second with just 1 out. Double play on the table for the Cropdusters with the cleanup hitter up to bat.
Nick Lukash.
Nick Lukac up to bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Scored the first run of the game off a single. Walked his last time up to fill the bases. Another one would do the same thing with 2 runners on. 1 out in a 4-4 ball game. Claiborne delivers. Too far inside, ball 1.
Lukac, not a lot of at-bats early on in his Cropduster career, but he's looked super impressive, Jish.
1-0 the count. Lukac with 3 hits already as a Cropduster in just 2 games. A shrug and the look back. Here's the pitch. Lukac keeps it on the ground up the middle. Claiborne fields it in the pitching spot. Makes the underhand toss to first for out number 2, but it advances runners in scoring position. That's how you do a job to bring Kevin McMeans up to bat.
McMeans getting slid up all the way to the 5 spot and started off really struggling, but after that big homer against the T-Bolts, he's been really good offensively, Jish.
Brought in a runner his last time at bat with a walk.
Just his at-bats have been looking better. The quality of the at-bats, he's getting deeper into counts.
2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Kevin McMeans behind Seth Claiborne early. A well-placed pitch from the righty.
Just looking more and more comfortable at the plate.
2 outs in a 4-4 ball game at the top of this 6th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. McMeans tried fishing one out of the dirt. Instead, he's 1 strike richer. 0-2 the count. 2 outs with runners at second and third. Reinhold and Hines. Claiborne the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That leaves 2 stranded, and the game remains tied. A clutch piece of pitching from Seth Claiborne as he heads back to the dugout with some swagger. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The Cropdusters fail to score 2 in scoring position. It's a 4-4 game. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call on YouTube. Live from the bottom of the 6th, where the Cropdusters are tied with the Braves 4-4. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Alex Keene, the Millersville righty for the Cropdusters, out there in his 3rd inning of work. 3 scoreless innings for him. He's looked very solid thus far.
He has, and fastball running it up. He was running it up to 88 in his last outing at home. Just looks in a much better spot than he did in his first appearance of the year against Big Train.
Quite a bit of run at Millersville, and he's showing exactly why as a freshman. Will get even more time as a sophomore, you can imagine. First pitch, changeup low in the zone, strike 1 against the Braves' leadoff hitter, Jaden Kalora, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 on the day. The 0-1. Too high, ball 1.
Keen, long, lanky righty. Good build for a pitcher.
Absolutely. The 1-1. Too low, ball 2. Kalora gets ahead of Keene in his leadoff spot with no outs.
Where would you put him on a football team?
Ooh, probably a quarterback. I feel like that's a little bit of a cop-out for pitchers, but you got a tall, lanky Bill, long arms. You can throw accurately. I love it. He's got a cool head on his shoulders, too, as he misses wide for ball 3 to the lefty, Kalora. Kalora has a home run this year, as most everyone does in this Braves lineup, the 3-1. Too high, ball 4, Kalora takes a base.
Just got to be something in the air at South County High School. Seems like everybody's hitting homers.
Now batting.
I bet, Jish, if you got a couple at bats here, you can pull one out.
Definitely not. I whiff and wiffle ball. I'm not much of a baseball player at all. Well, it brings up the 6-hole hitter, Quinn Madden, for the Braves. The lefty left fielder steps into the box with no outs and 1 on. Takes one in there for strike 1. He's got a very unorthodox batting stance.
I was just about to say that.
Arms really stretched back. The bat almost, the nub of the
really
bat
high.
kind of at his ear. Gets really high in that stance. That front leg lunged more than shoulder length apart. He cracks one over the head of Reinhold at second for a base hit. That'll advance the runner to second. Kalora stays safe at 2. Quinn Madden advances to first with no outs and 2 on. A big chance for the Braves with a runner in scoring position to retake the lead in the bottom of this 6th.
I'm not sure it mattered so much on that play, but that was heads up by Josh Reinhold. Tried to deke out the runner at first. Tried to make it look like he was going to catch the liner. Keep him at second.
Nice little pump fake from Josh Reinhold, getting his first start at second base this season, typically a shortstop or designated hitter. With 2 on and no outs, brings up the shortstop for the Braves, Jamie Laskowski. First pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Keene's command has been taken a bit of a hit so far. He's allowed 2 hits already this inning. Or a walk and a hit, excuse me. With no outs and 2 on, here's the pitch. High and away, ball 2. It's a 4-4 ball game in the bottom of the 6th. The Braves threatening early in this inning with no outs.
Huge situation.
Hines, the shortstop, shadowing the second base. The pitch. Kept on the ground, chopped to first. Reinhold makes the field for the second. And the throwback to first for a fielder's choice. 1 out will bring runners in scoring position, but bring the Cropdusters in a much more manageable situation.
Keene is going to face the 8 and 9 hole hitters next in the Braves lineup. Brusciano and Scott, who Cropdusters pitchers have been able to handle tonight so far.
Brusciano 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Scott 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Both of them have a combined batting average of about 220. Brusciano with a 0.69 average. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Chop to second. Hines, the shortstop, makes the throw on the run off for the field for out number 2. A quick out number 2 off of just 1 pitch.
Man, this inning changed fast. Looked like could be getting scary for the Cropdusters. First and second, no outs. Keene gets 2 quick ground balls, and now you're looking at a very possible situation of him getting out of the inning unscathed.
Still 1 more batter to go through with runners at second and third. 2 outs in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Zach Scott, the second baseman, steps into the lefty batter's box with a lot of weight on his shoulders. Tie ball game and 2 in scoring position. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. From our vantage point in the first base line, it looked like a right down the middle fastball. Instead, just poked out of the zone. Good speed on it from Keene. Now just has to locate the fastball. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Low and away, strike 1. The fastball kisses that bottom away corner in. Looks like he's found that command on that pitch. Madden the runner at second. Kalora the runner at third. 2 outs and a 1-1 count. Too low, ball 2. Scott gets ahead of Keene.
Keene's misses are very close. He's right around the zone.
2-1 the count. A hit will bring in 2 more runs for the Braves. That's 4-4. A 2-1. Too high, ball 3, and now Alex Keene is 1 ball away from bringing up the top of the order, something he should desperately try to avoid.
Scott was in this situation, 3-1 count, his last at bat. Keane went right at him.
The 3-1 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He goes right at him again and finds a swing, so now there's a full count. With 2 outs and runners at second and third, a tie ball game in the bottom of this 6th. Alex Keane has a chance to save this Cropdusters inning with 1 more pitch. 3-2, swing and a miss, he got him. Alex Keane with a cool head, and the cooler head prevails to keep the game tied and keeps 2 runners stranded.
Just a massive spot in this one. This is one of those game-changing moments, and Alex Keane buckled down, gets out of trouble, and gives this Cropdusters offense a chance to take the lead.
Keane up to 4 strikeouts on the day to complement Michael Irby's 4 strikeouts when he was on the mound. Game remains tied after 6 innings. The Cropdusters get another crack at it at the top of the 7th in a 4-4 ball game. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this exciting one. Stay with us. Four ball game in the top of the 7th. A lot closer of a game than the last time these two teams played. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call. Cropdusters took that one 12-5. At this point in the ball game, it was already 10-5. Cropdusters put 2 more insurance runs at the end, but the pitching for the Braves has been a lot more solid this time around.
Just one of those games. Beautiful night at the ballpark and beautiful game going on, Jish.
Connor Spellman, the leadoff man for the Cropdusters in the top of the 7th, walked his last time at bat to bring in the tying run. First pitch curves in for strike 1. The slider from Claiborne beats him. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Too low, ball 1. Another great frame job from Kalura behind the dish, but doesn't fool the umpire's eyes.
Claiborne on the mound really talks to himself a lot, screaming, yeah. There are a lot of pitches.
1-1 the count. Too low, ball 2. Do you think that helps him as a pitcher?
I think whatever works for you, you know.
It's worked for him
Everybody's
so far.
got their own thing.
He came in with bases loaded in the 5th inning and shut down the Cropdusters' bats in the 6th inning after just allowing 1 run in that 5th. The 2-1. Skips off the dirt, ball 3.
Spellman.
Go ahead.
Only hitting 111 on the season, but just an on-base machine.
11 walks on the season that leads the team. He's got a 3-1 count, 1 ball away from walking again. 1 walk already today with 2 strikeouts, the 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Connor Spellman all smiles after whiffing on that pitch. Perhaps seeing something he likes. But now it's full count for the leadoff Spellman with none on, no outs. Top of the 7th, it's still tied. Deep breath and delivery. Swing and a well-hit ball. And it falls for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Madden. Spellman smoked that one for his 2nd hit of the season.
Huge situation coming up for the bottom of this Cropdusters lineup. As they try to push the go-ahead run across.
Connor Spellman gets on base in his leadoff rolls, takes the lead at first, the lone base runner with no outs. It brings up Ben Davis, the lefty first baseman, looking for his first hit. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Got well ahead of that pitch. 0-1 the count with no outs and 1 runner on. Tie ball game at the top of this 7th. Claiborne delivers a pitch inside, ball 1. Good eye from Ben Davis. Ben Davis, one of those guys who hit .340 at McDaniel this past spring, 6 home runs, still has yet to get it going this season. Only 2 hits to speak of. They both came in one game. 1-1 the count. He shows bunts. Pulls it up. Ball misses high and away on the fastball, and the runner stays glued.
That can be so frustrating as a hitter after coming off such a phenomenal season in school ball. Struggle in summer.
2-1 the count. The pitch. Bunt showed again. It's fouled off the bottom of his bat. So now with 2 strikes, he'll have to abandon the bunt strategy. With 2 balls as well, 1 runner on and no outs.
Spellman runs well for a catcher, but is a catcher at the end of the day. So don't know if we're going to be seeing him steal a base here.
2-2 the count. Claiborne sizes up Davis and delivers. Too high, ball 3. So you hear the Cropdusters bullpen kind of mocking Claiborne's "yeah" exclamation as he delivers these pitches. Now a full count. Sizes him up and delivers. Davis cracks one deep into right but fouls it off. A towering hit from Davis, but he could not keep it in play. A fast ball off of his bat, and he keeps the pitcher working with a 3-2 count. No outs and a runner at first. Tie ball game 4-4 in the top of the 7th. Claiborne delivers. Davis swings and fouls it off again to keep the pitcher working.
Davis putting together a really nice at-bat. He's worked the count full, fouled off back-to-back pitches. That foul ball down the right field line, one of the hardest hit balls we've seen from him. Just has to straighten it out now.
Full count. No outs and a runner on. Claiborne, the look down and up, and delivers. Pop fly to left field. Madden runs up, but it's the shortstop, Sokolsky, who runs back onto the grass to make the play. A 3rd straight pop out for Ben Davis. Nothing to be ashamed of, though. That was a great at-bat, Jack.
It was a great at-bat, fouled off a lot of pitches, worked it full, and now Griffin Puval steps up to the plate. Jish, who is on fire right now.
Arguably the player of the game thus far, brought in the tying run on a single his last at-bat. He's got 3 singles already today. His first at-bat with 1 out, first pitch beats him. Strike 1 on in the low away corner. 0-1 the count with the runner Spellman at first, the lone base runner. It's a 4-4 ball game in the top of the 7th. The pitch. Swing, and it's kept on the ground. Sokolsky dives but can't make the play. Griffin Puval is 4 for 4 with another single.
Tremendous day for Griffin Puval at the dish, and we're getting to the point in the season, Jish, where we're starting to see the players that started off hot kind of settle down. We're kind of seeing the players that didn't get off to the best starts get hot, and boy, is Griffin Puval hot right now.
Puval came into this game with 4 hits on the summer. He's doubled it in this game alone.
Is that good?
I think that's pretty good. 8 for 28 in the season. That brings up Jason Janesco. Takes one inside, strike 1. He struck out on 3 pitches his last at-bat and starts off behind again to Seth Claiborne.
Man, Jason Janesco, extremely unorthodox swing. Really doesn't move that front foot at all. Keeps his feet stuck in the ground.
0-1 the count. Swinging a foul ball, strike 2. He's got runners at first and second. Double play on the table, which would end the inning. The speedy Spellman could beat a throw to second if it does come to that. 0-2 the count. 1 out for Janesco at the plate. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Claiborne, 1 strike away from another. Got him swinging, strike 3. Janesco 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
Janesco sitting in the place of Brian Scott, so that'll bring up the top of the order, Jish, and what a spot in this ballgame for Carter Hines.
Carter Hines, 2 for 4 on the day, reached on a fielding error his last at-bat at first base. The go-ahead run, Connor Spellman is at second base. He's got another runner, Griffin Puval at first. Carter Hines, with another hit, could give the Cropdusters their first lead in the top of this 7th. But with 2 outs, he has to be careful. First pitch, too high, ball 1.
Jish, you get the sense that both these teams want to win this game, maybe a little more than just a typical regular season game.
Braves looking for revenge after a 12-5 loss. The Cropdusters looking to avenge their loss yesterday. It snapped a 3-game win streak. Hines looks at one in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls to no strikes. Hines reassesses, steps out, stretches, and steps back into the righty batter's box. 2 runners on and 2 outs, a 4-4 ball game in the top of this 7th. Second baseman Scott shading second. 2-0 misses high to make it 3 balls to no strikes. Claiborne pitching around Carter Hines, already with multiple hits on the day.
Nobody up in the Braves bullpen as of now. This is Seth Claiborne's game.
Has been thus far. No runs earned to his name. The 3-0. Misses low. Carter Hines loads the bases with a walk with Parker Fry up to bat. He says to the man on deck, no one better, and perhaps he is right with Parker Fry already 1 for 4 in the day with a double. Bases loaded.
Maybe he said that to Parker Fry.
Yeah, that's what I think he said. No one better.
I think he was talking to Parker Fry. I don't think he was talking to the man on deck. That's what I'm saying.
Parker Fry at that moment was the man on deck. He's now the man up. The designated hitter lefty, 1 for 4 in the day. Swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Pitch low and away to the lefty.
You'd say it's the best at-bats we've seen from Parker in a single game this season.
Despite
really
the
good.
stats not being there, he's been just a few inches away from a home run. The 0-1. Kept on the ground and cracked foul. All runners went on the contact with 2 outs, but instead it brings it to 2 strikes, no balls. Bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. A tie ball game. Parker Fry with arguably the biggest at-bat of the day thus far. Cropdusters scored 3 of their 4 runs in the 5th inning thanks to walks. The bases were loaded then, the bases are loaded now. The 0-2. Too high, ball 1. Seth Claiborne has pitched his way out of situations like this before. Another strike would do so again and would be huge for his confidence. 1-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and hit on a line deep into right. It's traveling back there. A grand slam from Parker Fry to give him his first home run of the season and give the Cropdusters an 8-4 lead.
What a moment for Parker Fry. Parents in attendance, first time seeing him play all summer. Fry just missed a homer in his first at-bat of the day. Doesn't miss that pitch. Go-ahead grand slam for the big fella.
And how many times, Jack, have we said Parker Fry has been so close to poking one out of the ballpark. Finally gets a good barrel one. Busts this game wide open. Another grand slam here at South County High School. The Cropdusters lead 8-4 in the top of the 7th. 2 outs, and Reinhold keeps the party going. A hit up the middle, but Laskowski covers quick, makes the throw on time to first for the out number 3. Fireworks explode here in Virginia thanks to a huge swing from Parker Fry to bring in 4. 8-4 the Cropdusters lead after 7 innings. Braves have a chance to respond after the 7th inning stretch. Stay with us here on YouTube. The Cropdusters with a jolt of life. Cropdusters just exploded. A 4-run top of the 7th inning thanks to a grand slam from Parker Fry. We'll see how the defense responds with a new pitcher. Alex Keene's day is done after 3 scoreless innings where he looked mighty solid. He hands the baton to Lucas Garton, the lefty from Ryder. Doesn't throw the hardest, but gets the job done.
Jish, after the big inning, Parker Fry's go-ahead grand slam, so crucial to get a shutdown in the next half inning.
Garton picked up the win against the Southern Maryland Senators in his last appearance. Pitched the middle innings of a 10-0 shutout. Finished with 2 strikeouts in that one. His off-speed, while yes, it's not going to beat any batters with pure velocity, it confuses them. 66 miles per hour on his curveball really disrupts timing, and there's now a pinch hitter for the Braves. That's number 6, Caleb Sanders. The outfielder started and led off his last time playing the Cropdusters. Takes one high for ball 1. Went 1 for 4 in that game with an RBI, a walk, and a run. 3 strikeouts, though. The 1-0 from Garton on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Looks like he beat him with speed there, Jack.
Certainly a moment where could be some adrenaline coursing through Garton's veins.
1-1 the count. Doesn't like the first pitch, shakes it off against Sanders, and now time called to give Spellman and Garton a chance to get on the same page. The new pitcher still needs to be broken into this game. It's 8-4, the Cropdusters lead over the Braves in the bottom of this 7th inning, courtesy of a Parker Fry grand slam, the second one we've seen this season, the second one we've seen in this ballpark.
Lucas Garton really leaning into the top button, unbuttoned look. I think it's a good look.
You're switching your tune now. You saw yesterday one of the Aces batters had the...
Well, that was ridiculous.
I don't
that
think
was
that
like
was
4
ridiculous.
buttons.
That was not. That was maybe 3. Maybe 3
You
at
can't be
most.
doing that.
You can, of course you can. Let it hang out. You know what? When it's a 92-degree day, I'm all for batters letting themselves breathe a little bit, you know? 1-1 the count for Sanders. Gives a little wiggle as he steps back into the righty batter's box. A 1-1 count with no outs. Stares at 1 in the zone for strike 2. There's that coveted curveball that Garton throws. His trademark 66 mile per hour wide curve.
That's how he can be effective, is that velo disparity between his fastball and curveball.
The 1-2. Swinging a foul ball. Sanders stays alive with a survival swing. Still a ball and 2 strikes with none on and no outs.
Sanders way ahead of the curveball there. Out on his front foot.
Something to monitor as we go on. Batters are going to swing early on the curveball. That's how Garton makes his money. Sanders hitting .233 this season, 7 hits and 30 at-bats. They trust him a lot in these scenarios. 1-2. Too high, ball 2.
And that fastball looks about 4 to 5 mile an hour faster after the curveball. Only throwing 80, but it plays like 84.
2-2 the count for Sanders, who's shuffling up on each pitch, perhaps looking for a hit and run to get on base to start. The 2-2. Kept on the ground up the middle. Reinhold tracks over from second, but can't make the diving play at the bag, and Sanders reaches safely for a lead-off single in the bottom of this 7th. And catcher Halligan, the league's leading RBI hitter, up to bat.
Now batting number 46. Hogarak.
Excuse me, it looks like catcher Halligan, his day is done. Despite being one of the best hitters, or never mind, he's on deck. It looks like they're just changing up the top of the order, so the 2-hole hitter's day is done. Chris Morabito. Jack Porkerak up to bat. His brother Sean also plays for the Braves this season. Porkerak, the best hitter for the Braves this season, hitting .421 on the year. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Braves shifting around the lineup after just watching the Cropdusters take their first lead. They're desperately looking for it back in the bottom of this 7th. It's 8-4 with a runner on and no out. Porkerak, the man to start the comeback. Garton a look back at first. And the delivery.
Hey, go.
Inside ball 1. Ball 2, excuse me.
Go, Lucas. Go, Lucas.
Porkerak only 19 at-bats, 8 hits, with a home run as well, and 7 walks. Surprised he didn't start this game. 2-0, hit on a line, but fouled. A loud crack of the bat from Porkerak, just too far in front of the fastball again, and fouls it off.
After seeing someone that far ahead of Garton's fastball, would not be surprised to see Garton go with the curveball. Try to get him even more out in front.
Jack Porkerak from Patrick Henry Community College once went to High Point. Transferred to community college, perhaps looking to get back to that D1 level. 2-1 the count, runner at first. With no outs, runner goes. Spellman pops up, makes the throw, not on time. Sanders slides in safely to second to put the double play off the table and back at the plate. It's a 3-1 count. We saw what Pokerak can do when he gets a bat on one. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Garton to put him on base, but that does bring up the heart of the order, starting with catcher Halligan. 3-1 the count. Too low, ball 3.
You get him, kid.
3-2 the count, excuse me. A strike was called on the steal attempt. So a full count with no outs and a runner at second. The pitch from Garton. Too high, ball 4. Pokerak takes his base, puts the double play back on the table for the Cropdusters, but also brings up catcher Halligan to bat. The league's leading RBI score with 13.
When you're pitching with a 4-run lead like Garton is, the last thing you want to do is issue free passes. You want to throw strikes, pitch to contact, and now the league's leading RBI leader and tied with Cropduster Jimmy Kirk in the home run race is up to the plate.
He's got 3 home runs on the season. Another one would make it a 1-score game. Adam Leader already wants to talk to Lucas Garton before he faces Halligan, a lefty versus a lefty. And if Halligan gets on base, it brings up the tying run, which, of course, is Parker Edwards, who has already hit 2 home runs today. So you would load the bases and give a guy who's already hit 2 home runs today a chance to tie the game. It's definitely not a recipe for success.
This is a very dangerous situation for Garton to be in. You're facing someone in catcher Halligan who is tied with a league lead in home runs and a guy on deck who's had an unbelievable game offensively.
Go, babe.
Edwards has been phenomenal today. Garton looking to close the job. He's barking out orders to his infielders. You don't blame Adam Leader for giving him the strategy before this huge at-bat to catcher Halligan. A look back in the delivery. Right down the middle, strike 1. Garton showing no fear against the 3-hole hitter. Tucked one high and inside. Garton takes a look back at Sanders, who stole a base to get to second. Pokerak at first with no outs in the bottom of this 7th. 8-4 the Cropdusters lead. Here's the pitch. Too far inside. Halligan has to do a pirouette to avoid it. Ball 1.
Garton just trying to get Halligan on the ground. Dusters infield tries to spin it.
Kevin McMeans at third base playing up. But Ben Davis, the first baseman, playing back behind the bag.
Does not want to allow any doubles in this scenario.
1-1. Spikes off the turf. Gets away from Spellman, who can't make the throw to either bag. Runners advance into scoring position, which leaves an open base at first and no outs. A poorly timed wild pitch from Lucas Garton. A huge break for the Braves.
This is not the part of the order you want to face if you're the Cropdusters. Braves lead the league in home runs, and a home run here cut the lead to 1 run.
2-1 the count. Runners at second and third. Garton looking back at the second base bag as Jack Pokerak adjusts the base. I feel like that's always been an issue. Even from the last time these two teams played, there's always been something wrong with that bag. 2-1 the count. No out still in the bottom of the 7th. Crops lead by 4. With the tying run on deck and catcher Halligan up to bat with a 2-1 count. The pitch. Swing and a towering ball hits a left field. Janesco settles under it, makes the grab. The tag up does not come as Janesco cannons one down. It would have beaten a run anyway.
Jish, we were told about Janesco's arm before he joined the team, and lives up to the hype, I would say.
Oh my goodness. Jason Janesco listed as a catcher on our roster, but you could see why with throws like that from left field.
Now number 43, Parker Edwards.
Puts 1 out on the scoreboard. Sanders, despite being super fast, doesn't tag up. And Parker Edwards is up to bat. 2 home runs already today.
This is a guy you got to be careful with a base open.
4 RBIs as well. And he towers one into the infield. Reinhold calling off everybody, settles under it, and makes the grab for out number 2. With two runners still on scoring position, Lucas Garton just got through perhaps the hardest part of the order. Halligan and Edwards put away on fly balls.
Absolutely. Halligan and Edwards back-to-back is nightmare stuff for pitchers, and Lucas Garton got them both to pop up, and he's 1 out away from getting out of the inning.
Let's not speak too soon. Jaden Calora up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day with a walk his last at-bat. 2 outs and 2 in scoring position for the Braves. Here's the first pitch. Off speed, misses high, ball 1. Calora doesn't swing at it. Takes a step out, adjusts his helmet before stepping back in. And last time the Braves left 2 stranded at second and third as well. Looking to avoid a similar fate. It all lies on Jaden Calora's shoulders. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, 2 on. Garton delivers. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Garton gets the lefty-lefty matchup.
Goes with a fastball after going off speed on the first pitch.
Go, Lucas.
No swing on either pitch, and he evens things up. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. An 8-4 ball game. That misses just outside for ball 2. The curveball couldn't break its way into the back door. Calora keeps the bat glued to his shoulder.
Dangerous man on deck in Quinn Madden. 2 hits today already.
2-1 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing. It's too low. Ball 3. Garton 1 ball away from loading the bases. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. A similar scenario happened for the Cropdusters at the top of this inning when they hit a grand slam. The 3-1. Misses outside. Ball 4. Calora loads the bases with a walk. And now, as you said, Quinn Madden up to bat. 2 hits already today. Hitting .375 on the year. He's the tying run.
Number 1, Quinn Madden.
Looks like Coach Leader's going to stick with Lucas Garton in this big spot.
Quinn Madden has already hit one out of the park this season. Another one would tie things up. We just saw a grand slam at the top of this inning. Madden is 1 swing away from 2 grand slams in the same inning. Bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Crops lead 8-4 with bases loaded. Garton shrugs and delivers. Right down the middle, strike 1. Garton with no fear, with base runners all around him.
So important to get ahead in an at-bat like this. Garton does just that.
0-1 the count. Garton deals. High and inside, ball 1. The umpire's been given a lot of calls to these batters on kind of 50-50 pitches. On both sides, I would say.
Been pretty consistent there all game long, I agree.
1-1 the count. 2 outs, 3 on the pitch. Curveball finds the zone. The bullpen loves it. Garton is up 1-2 with bases loaded and 2 outs in a 4-run game. Madden settles back in the righty batter's box. Garton, the 1-2. Strike 3. Lucas Garton pitches himself in and out of a jam to keep the game a 4-run one for the Cropdusters, and he turns it back over to the bats. A clutch strikeout.
Lucas Garton fired up, coming off of the mound. Big spot for him, gets out of trouble and keeps the lead at 4.
And he should be fired up. The Cropdusters lead 8-4. To the top of the 8th we go. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. After the Cropdusters netted a grand slam in the top of the 7th, they're back in action the top of the 8th, but this time against a new pitcher. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. The new pitcher, Sam Wright from Quinnipiac University, cleans up for Seth Claiborne, who all things considered had a great outing until the wheels just kind of came off at the end there.
Jish, he had a great outing until he didn't. Big go-ahead grand slam by Parker Fry. Braves tried to match that last inning. Had the bases loaded, just couldn't push a run across.
Claiborne went 2 innings, allowed 3 hits with 4 earned runs, all of them coming off of 1 swing. 2 walks to load the bases as well. 2 strikeouts. Seth Claiborne was going to only think about that grand slam, but definitely a lot of positives to take away after allowing his first earned runs in a Braves uniform. Nick Lukac, the cleanup hitter, leads off for the Cropdusters in the top of this 8th inning with a 4-run lead. Cropdusters lead it 8-4. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Lukac sees it well. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a walk, hitting .429 in his limited at-bats, but very efficient. The 1-0. Checks his swing, but it's in there. Strike 1. Second-guessed himself, but could have went all the way around and had the same result.
Been very impressive in his limited action.
The 1-1 caught him swinging for strike 2. Catcher Halligan moves from first base to the outfield. Pokorak moves to first base. Some more defensive substitutions. The 1-2. Skips off the dirt beyond the glove of Kalura for ball 2. With no base runners on, there's no damage done. No outs as well for the leadoff Lukac. The U-Indy center fielder. 2-2. Takes it high, ball 3, another full count for Nick Lukac. Walked on a full count his last at-bat. Can do so again if he sees the right pitch. The 3-2. Checks his swing on a pitch inside, ball 4. Lukac with his second walk. He's having a great day.
Another phenomenal at-bat by Nick Lukac. Pair of Indianapolis teammates coming in a couple days ago, helped the Cropdusters out. Him and Diego Cardenas, who we saw get the start the other day.
Hey, better late than never. These late comers have really helped the Cropdusters out. Cav McMean's up to bat now. Takes a pitch low and inside for ball 1 on the first pitch.
McMean's another guy that's been having some really good at-bats as of late.
Another late comer. Had a very slow start, but has picked it up. An RBI walk earlier today. He's 1 for 3 on the day otherwise. Struck out his previous at-bat.
Lukac over at first, a guy that can fly, so would not be surprised to see him swipe second.
1-0 the count. McMeans keeps it on the ground to short. The sliding play makes the throw back to second, not on time. 2 runs remain safe. 2 runners, and an infield hit will be scored to Cav McMeans, his second of the day.
Really nice stop by Sokolsky. Just couldn't get the ball out of his glove.
A well-hit ball from Cav McMeans, a lot of velocity, and kept on the ground. To beat any attempt at a throw, there's still no outs in the top of the 8th with 2 runners on. McMeans at first, and Lukac, the speed threat, at second. Wright takes a look back that way before dealing to Spellman, who bunts one foul on his first pitch for strike 1. Spellman, in his first hit as a Cropduster, or one of his first at-bats, drove in a sacrifice bunt to score a run, so he's one of the better bunters on the team as well. Great behind the dish as a catcher. 0-1 the count, no outs, 2 on. He shows bunts again. The 0-1. That one stays fair, fielded by the pitcher Wright. Makes the throw to first on time for out number 1, but it advances 2. Connor Spellman doing the dirty work to advance runners in scoring position with just 1 out.
Spellman does the job, and it's really tough play because Labruciano over at third can't charge because of the runner at second. So he's got to stay home. So that means that the pitcher has to cover the entire right side.
Credit to the pitcher, Sam Wright, for coming up and making the play. He now deals with 1 out in the top of the 8th. 8-4 the Crops lead, and Ben Davis up to bat. Takes one high and away for ball 1. Flew out his last at-bat, popped it to the shortstop Leskovsky for the 3rd straight time. 1-0 the count. Takes it high for ball 2, He's looking for his first hit of the day. Had a really long foul ball on one of his strikes, though. Just barely missed a home run.
He had a really good at-bat last time up. Worked the count full, fouled off a couple pitches.
2-0, the throw back to third, misses the bag. The rundown, Lukac trying to get home. He doesn't get there before the tag. It brings a runner to third base now with 2 outs, though. That's McMeans, and the situation gets a little harder for Davis with the sac fly off the table. Lukac got a little overzealous. The throw to third caught the third baseman off the bag. Lukac thought he could get a good jump on it. Instead, the third baseman had it in his glove the whole time, responded quickly, and threw him out in a rundown.
That was a really bizarre play. Not often you see a pickoff to third.
2-0. Outside ball 3, Ben Davis works his count well yet again. He steps back in with a 3-0 count and a runner at third. 2 outs in the top of this 8th. Props lead by 4. The pitch. Right down Broadway, strike 1. The slider cuts in.
Looked like Lukac may have thought that the third baseman, Labriciano, dropped the ball.
That's what I imagine he believed. 3-1. Hit well, deep into center field. Madden tracks over and makes the squeeze for out number 3. A loud pop of the bat, but it hasn't been Davis's night. He heads back to the dugout after recording the 3rd out, and the Cropdusters get back to work on defense in the bottom of this 8th with 4 runs ahead of the Braves. It's 8-4. We'll see you at the bottom of this 8th inning. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call here on YouTube. Eight for the score midway through the 8th. The Cropdusters lead over the home team Braves. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Lucas Garton, the hefty-lefty, stays out there for the Cropdusters. Pitched into bases loaded, but got out of it with a strikeout his last run. The Cropdusters have held the Braves scoreless since the 3rd inning. And here we are at the bottom of the 8th. A crucial inning for the Cropdusters to get out of to put this game to bed. Just 6 outs remain between them and victory.
Always really hard when a guy comes off the emotion of getting out of the inning like Garton did to go back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Try to keep executing.
Especially after runners were left stranded on all the bases.
Jish, it has become a brisk night at South County High School.
The sun is firmly away, and I might have to turn the heat on going home. It's definitely a little chilly. We're a little underdressed for this.
I think my seated heat's good.
That's possible. I don't know.
Sokolsky.
Jamie Laskovsky up to bat. The 7, 8, 9 due up for these Braves. Here in the bottom of the 8th in a 4-run hole. First pitch in there, strike 1. One thing I noticed about Garton's motion is when he's coming around, his wrist flicks a lot when he's coming around. Perhaps a reason for his velo being a little lower than expected. 0-1 the count, bases empty, no outs. Takes one low, ball 1. An even count with a ball and a strike for the leadoff Laskovsky. Had a busy day on defense thus far, but still looking for that first hit on offense. Swings and a miss for strike 2. He slaps his thigh in frustration after missing on that whiff. A curveball really low. A lot of north-south run from Garton confused the shortstop.
Garton really has these Braves hitters out in front on the breaking ball.
1-2, fastball high, ball 2. Laskovsky, is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. Now at a 2-2 ballerina count with no outs and none on. Garton deals from the windup. Caught him swinging, strike 3. The Garton curveball does it again, sends another batter packing. His 2nd strikeout of the day. Makes the Cropdusters 1 out richer with the bottom of the order
Now
on the
batting
way.
number 34, Dylan King.
Pinch hitter on the way. It's Dylan Can in for A.J. Labrusciano. Third baseman replacing third baseman. Can started at third the last time these two teams played. First pitch. Too far inside. Ball one. Almost hit the righty. Can in that game went 2 for 5 with a run. Hitting the 2-hole spot. Today hitting an 8. Coming in relief of A.J. Labrusciano. 1-0 the count. 1 out, none on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
Garton really filling it up today. Has these Braves hitters way out in front with that breaking ball.
He tempted Can with some high heat. But Can couldn't put a bat on, excuse me. The 1-1 on the way next. Too high, ball one. Can sees it better this time to go ahead 2 balls to 1 strike. Two, 1 the count. 1 out. Crops lead by 4 in the bottom of this 8th. None on, no outs. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That curveball is lethal. At least maybe 2 feet of run on it, maybe around that. Definitely over a foot from north to south. And a very late break on the curveball. It's not the fastest ball, but it has a devastating cut. 2-2. 1 out, none on. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses outside. Ball 3. A full count for Can, the pinch hitter. Garton has walked 2 already. On the full count, let's see what he does. Weak contact foul.
It's a good
Stay
job by
alive.
Can to spoil that breaking ball. Pinch hitting, one of the hardest things in all of baseball to do. Come off the bench cold.
Speak of cold, it's really getting chilly now. Almost feels like an early April kind of game. Full count on the way next. Garton delivers. Too high, ball 4, Can takes a base. With 1 out, the Braves get a base runner on, and the bottom of the order up now with another pinch hitter. Number 15 for the
Now
Braves.
batting number 15, Cole Nathan.
It's Cole Nathan out to bat.
Listed as a pitcher, Jish.
Cole Nathan did bat the last time that he played the Cropdusters. Came in to pinch hit again, but struck out in his only at-bat. Was a victim of Pavlos Piparakis on the mound, but he takes a strike early for strike 1.
Close, kid.
Piparakis has racked up a lot of victims so far this year.
15 of them. Second best in the league. He got 5 strikeouts right here on this very field last time these teams played. 0-1 the count. Garton a look back at first and the delivery. Kept on the ground to short. Hines fields it, makes the long throw across the diamond, well over the head of Davis. Runner goes from second to third. Can stands up. Now they're going to 4. No, he stops his run at third. A sky throw from Carter Hines at short. Keeps the inning at just 1 out and runners in the corners with the sac fly on the table for the top of the order.
That just sailed on him at short. Happens sometimes, and Garton just has to get another ground ball here.
That's exactly the pitch that he needed.
Caleb Sanders.
Brings up Caleb Sanders again to bat. Got a hit in his previous at-bat. The first batter that Garton faced. With runners in the corners, a double play would end the inning with 1 out, but a sac fly is on the table to bring in the Braves' 5th run. Cropdusters lead 8-4 right now. Swing and a miss, strike 1, got well ahead of the Lucas Garton pitch. Won the count with 1 out. A lot of encouragement, we'll say, from the dugout of the Braves for Caleb Sanders. 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Caleb Sanders with 2 aggressive hacks early on in this count.
Credit Garton for giving these batters something they think they can hit up in the zone, but the curve is really late. Cuts back into the last second. Caught Sanders swinging at 2. 0-2 the count. 1 out, 2 runners on at first and third. The pitch. Checks his swing. It barely misses off the plate. Ball 1. Curved outside. Sanders saw it better this time. A just barely miss from Garton, who could have put him away right there. The 1-2. Swing and a pop fly to foul territory. Over the fence. We got to look up. It lands with a loud thud on the bleachers on the right field side.
Thought we were going to be making a play.
Be Jack who would make that play, not me.
I'm protecting the computers.
You want me to make the... I've never played baseball in my life, Jack. You're the color guy. You're supposed to have the baseball experience. I'll get the computers. You get the baseball.
Okay.
All
As
right.
long as
we
you
got a
say to
contingency
cover my
plan.
computer too.
Don't worry, I got long arms.
Here we go.
1-2 the count. 1 out and runners in the corners. Sanders stays alive with a 1-2 foul ball. The pitch. Too high, ball 2. Sanders spits and evens things up.
And after getting ahead 0-2, Garton really has to command the zone. Cannot afford to walk here.
A 2-2 count with 1 out and runners in the corners. Here's the pitch. Too high, ball 3, a full count. Caleb Sanders doing a great job at the bag, keeping a cool head, and taking 3 straight balls.
Lucas Garton, 1 ground ball away from getting out of the inning. Double play in order.
Getting encouragement from the Cropdusters faithful, making the drive all the way down here to Lorton, Virginia. It's 8-4 the Crops lead in the bottom of this 8th with 1 out. Runners in the corners. The 3-2 pitch. Too high, ball 4. Caleb Sanders takes a base, and the bases are loaded again for Lucas Garton. He got out of it once.
And this is the heart of this Braves lineup. Assistant coach Mike Evans is going to go have a talk with his pitcher.
Tokarak is set to swing with bases loaded, 1 out. And it looks like there is some movement going on in the bullpen with this meeting at the mound. Garton staying out there for the meantime. There's always just it seems like there's always a visit when bases are loaded to see how these guys can get out of it. Tying run is at the plate now in the bottom of this 8th. It's 8-4 Cropdusters with bases loaded and 1
Now
out.
batting number 46.
So he has to be very careful. He's walking a tightrope.
Tokarak hitting in his second at-bat of the game after coming in as a pinch hitter.
Walked his first at-bat. Double play on the table would end the inning. Here's the first pitch. Too low, ball 1. We're in a situation now where a walk also brings in a run and brings the go-ahead run to the plate, which would be catcher Halligan, one who's always a threat to hit one out of the ballpark. 1-0 the count for Garton, the pitch. Swing and hit on a line, and it's foul, just barely curves beyond the line. Tokarak with a violent swing. Just a little bit too far ahead of it, pulled it too far beyond the foul baseline in left field, and instead will even things up with a ball and a strike. A loud crack of the bat. We'll see if it deters Lucas Garton at the bump. Bases loaded, 1 out, the pitch. Swing and a well-hit ball deep into center field. Lukac backs up 3 steps, makes the squeeze. The runner goes from third. The throw is cut off in the infield, but the sacrifice fly successful. Dylan Can scores from third, brings up catcher Halligan. The tying run with 2 outs in the bottom of this 8th. Cropdusters lead it 8-5.
Catcher Halligan, 3 home runs on the year, tied with Jimmy Kirk for the most in the Ripken League.
He's got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Force play exists at all square bases. With speed on the base path, Sanders at first. Nathan at second. Garton takes a look back and delivers the first pitch to Halligan. Stares at a strike 1. The curveball collects another victim. 0-1 the count. The Braves dugout calling audibles. Akin to a Twitch streamer. Sketch, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Halligan's feet got out from under him on the swing. Went for the fences with it.
Go, kid!
0-2 the count. A strike will get Garton out of the bottom of this 8th inning where the Braves have already scored one. They've got 2 on with 2 outs. The pitch. 0-2, way too high, ball 1. And Lucas Garton, again, with 2 strikes and no balls, cannot finish the job. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Cropdusters lead by 3 with the tying run catcher Halligan swinging the bat right now. The 1-2. Swing and well hit deep into right. Puvel runs to his left on a mad dash and makes the squeeze for out number 3. Halligan slams his helmet in frustration. That one does not land thanks to the impressive defense by the right fielder from Ryder. Puvel robs Halligan of a hit and brings us to the top of the 9th. The Cropdusters have a 3-run lead with plenty of room to add some insurance. Stay with us for what should be a thrilling conclusion. Top of the 9th next. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on this call. A chilly night at the ballpark sets the stage for a very hot conclusion of this one. To the top of the 9th we go. The Cropdusters hanging on to an 8-5 lead with a chance to tack a few more on. Griffin Puvel is the leadoff man for the Cropdusters. Out to face Sam Wright, the reliever for the Braves. Griffin Puvel 4 for 4 on the day. Just made the play on defense and turned it over to the bats. Swings through the first pitch for strike 1. The fastball beat him.
Certainly on fire right now, looking for his 5th hit.
0-1 the count. Swing and a foul ball for strike 2. He's 4 for 4 on the day, but at danger of not getting on base for the first time today. He's got an RBI and a run as well. Today's game alone has brought his season average up to 286, came in at 111. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Griffin Puvel is human after all. Is put down on strikes after 3 pitches. It brings up the bottom of the order, Jason Janesco, who's been up to bat twice and struck out both times. He's coming in relief of Brian Scott, who had to leave the game early with an injury on a tangle up in center field on defense. First pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1, Janesco. Went down on strikes in 3 pitches last time he got struck out.
Janesco getting his first live at-bats in a while. Still trying to get his timing down.
The 0-1 skips off the dirt, ball 1. Janesco not going to go fishing for that one. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Swing and a foul ball to make it 1-2. No cars out there in the parking lot that way, so kudos to everybody for not falling the same mistake I made. He hits one on a line to the gap and right in center. It falls for a base hit. He stops his run at first. Jason Janesco gets his 2nd hit as a Cropduster again in the 9th inning. It seems like he saves his best performances for last.
And that just goes to show you the potential of Jason Janesco. That ball was hit on a frozen rope to right field.
With 1 out in the top of the 9th, Jason Janesco gets on base to turn it over to the top of the order to Carter Hines. 2 for 4 on the day, walked his last at-bat to get on. 3 steals as well. He's been a weapon for this Cropdusters lineup. 1 out and 1 runner on at the top of the 9th. Crops lead 8-5. First pitch fell backwards. Strike 1.
It's almost a surprise when Carter Hines doesn't have multiple hits on the day.
His last 2 outings, he could not say that he did. Went hitless in both of them, although in his last outing yesterday, came into pinch hit, was 0 for 1 on a fielder's choice. 0-1. Too low, ball 1. Kalura keeps the glove out in front of him on a straight arm to try and frame it in the zone. Instead, sinks too low for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Janesco, the speed threat at first. No outs. The throwback not there. With 1 out in the top of this 9th, there's a ball and a strike back at the plate for Hines. Wright stands tall and delivers. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not, as a pitch sinks low. Fastball low and away for ball 2. Great job from Carter Hines to hold up on that swing before it extended beyond the first base line. 2-1. Too low, ball 3. Hines walked his last at-bat, 1 ball away from doing the same here.
Hines finding himself in another advantageous count.
3-1 the count, 1 out and 1 runner on at the top of the 9th. The Crops lead by 3. Wright a look back at first, and the righty deals. Hit backwards, strike 2, a full count. A ground out would end this inning and give the Braves one last chance to crawl out of this 3-run hole. Sam Wright is pitching low for that weak contact. A full count. Runner at first, 1 out. Carter Hines, the leadoff man, at the dish. Full count. Hit on the ground to third. Can fields it, makes the throw across the diamond. Carter Hines beats it. What a run from the Shippensburg second baseman, lightning in his cleats.
And that looked like a routine ground ball to third base. Carter Hines just beats it out. Extremely impressive speed.
Dylan Can, the Braves third baseman, is coming in as a defensive substitution after pinch hitting in the previous frame and couldn't make the play. And here comes Parker Fry, the man who hit a grand slam his last at-bat, has 2 runners on with 1 out and a 3-run lead. Ball misses inside, catcher pops up to no avail. Both runners stay put. Janesco and Hines, both on the base paths, both with quite a bit of speed. Janesco at second, Hines at first, the pitch. Swing and a foul ball, strike 1.
Fry with a homer and a double off the wall today. He's been locked in throughout all his at-bats.
He's 2 for 5. 4 have come in from his bat alone. That's half of the team's runs. All came on 1 fell swing. He also scored the first run of the day too, Jack. This would be a completely different ball game if Parker Fry was not in the lineup today. He's designated hitting. But he can play in right field. He can play at first base. He's got a lot of range as a defender as well. Wright steps off with the 1-1 count. 1 out and 2 on in the top of the 9th. The Crops lead 8-5. Wright takes a look back at second. Janesco dancing around. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Parker Fry wanted to pull another one over the right field fence. Instead, heads back into the lefty batter's box with a 1-2 count.
Cropdusters leading 8-5. Certainly not insurmountable. You would like Parker Fry to tack on some more insurance runs here.
1-2, a look back from Wright and the delivery. Too low off the dirt. Janesco takes third handily, and Hines takes second. Double play off the table, so the inning, in theory, extends beyond this at-bat as Parker Fry evens things up with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another wild pitch from Sam Wright puts 2 in scoring position for the Cropdusters. Parker Fry with a chance to put the nail in the coffin with a good swing at the top of the 9th. 8-5, the Crops lead. Wright a look back in the delivery. Too far outside, ball 3, a full count for the lefty designated hitter. Wright a chance to load these bases with the heart of the order due up. The 3-2. Too low, ball 4, Parker Fry gets on base, and it brings up the 3-0 hitter, Josh Reinhold.
Another quality at-bat by Parker Fry. He's had himself a night.
Josh Reinhold.
He's had himself a night and a half. 2 hits on 5 at-bats, now with a walk, a grand slam, and a double. You really can't get much better than that. It brings up Josh Reinhold with 1 out and bases loaded. He hit a home run out of this ballpark in this last game. First pitch inside, ball 1. But more importantly, Reinhold has walked his last two at-bats. Another one would bring in the 9th run for the Cropdusters. A look back and the delivery. Too high, out of the glove of the catcher. Janesco runs home. Can he beat the slide? Yes, he does! Jason Janesco flies down the third baseline, beats out the wild pitch recovery from Kalura behind the bag, and scores the 9th run for the Cropdusters. 9-5, the Crops lead in the top of the 9th.
Very short backstop here at South County High School. Not an easy play to score on a pass ball. Janesco barely beats it.
Credit to the Braves catcher Kalura, too. Regained possession in time. Reinhold told him not to go. Kalura made a diving play at the plate, but it did not beat the slide from Janesco. Reinhold takes a strike on the bottom inside corner for strike one. So now a 2-1 count for the CNU second baseman. Takes a strike high and in there for strike two. An even count with 1 out. Runners at second and third. 1 out, the sac fly on the table. The 2-2. Fry stares at a ball outside. The slider cuts too far for ball 3. Another full count. Sam Wright has dealt himself into 2 straight.
Infield fully in for the Braves.
The 3-2. Reinhold looking for his first hit. Checks his swing. Did he go? Ball in the dirt. So it's a 4. So he walks on the full count. The Braves manager doesn't like it. His hands,
can't believe it.
His face is buried in his palms. He thought that Reinhold went around on the swing, but instead it's ball 4, and the bases are reloaded with the cleanup hitter, Nick Lukac, looking to, as the name suggests, clean up. He's had himself quite the day. Walked his last 2 at-bats. 1 for 3 on the day. Another walk would bring in a run with bases loaded, and 1 out in the top of the 9th. The Crops lead 9-5. Wright delivers. Check swing. Called strike. Off speed finds the low away corner. Lukac didn't want to risk it there.
Lukac can really bust this game open. Lead at 4 right now. He can make this put this game out of hand.
Fastball misses low for ball 1. Lukac evens things up. The pop-up from Kalura catches no runners going. So an even count, a ball and a strike with bases loaded. 1 out in the top of the 9th. 2 low, ball 2. Good block from Kalura behind the dish. Lukac calls off the troops at third. That's Carter Hines. Parker Fry at second and Josh Reinhold at first. A 2-1 count. Advantageous for the hitter. Lukac settles in and puts a swing on it, sends it foul backwards for strike 2. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Crops lead 9-5 in the top of this 9th. Already 1 has scored. There's bases loaded. Lukac tried to swing on the last one. Here's the 2-2. Skips off the dirt, gets away from Kalura, but the runners don't go. Another full count for Sam Wright and the Braves.
Cropdusters really making Sam Wright work hard.
In his second inning of work, he's now pitched into 3 straight full counts, walked on the last 2. But a chance to atone for his sins. With a full count, 1 out, bases loaded, a strikeout would be huge for the Braves right here. 3-2 the count. Lukac spins the bat twice and settles in. The 3-2. Swinging a foul ball. He'll stay alive with a full count, making Sam Wright work for his lunch.
Still only 1 out in the inning.
A ground ball could end it on a double play. Lukac fortunate that one went foul. If it was kept in play, that could be 2. A looking strikeout. Lukac didn't like it, but a great placed pitch from Wright on the low away corner for strike 3. Finally gets out of a full count without any damage done. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs now, and Kevin McMeans up to bat. 2 for 4 in the day with a walk and a strikeout. McMeans has turned around his season. Already brought one in off a walk. With bases loaded again, he takes the first pitch as a strike. Slider inside. The College of Charleston third baseman hails from this area. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Sam Wright now 1 strike away from getting out of it. with bases loaded. One run is already scored for the Cropdusters. It's 9-5 in the top of the ninth, but not insurmountable for the home run heavy Braves. 0-2 the count. Wright delivers from the stretch. Swinging, it's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Sokolsky makes the front first. And a very, very close play. It looks like McMeans beat it on the run. It looked like maybe a tie that did not go to the runner. Cam Hyder, the first base coach, arguing with the first base umpire, who remains steadfast in his call. Bases left stranded. The Cropdusters score one in the top of the ninth. The dugout in disbelief. They'll have to head out to close this game out. And it's a new pitcher on the mound for the Cropdusters with a chance to save it. Cops lead 9-5. Halfway through the ninth, the Braves have one more shot to climb out of a 4-run hole. Stay with us here on YouTube for a thrilling conclusion. The Braves have just one more chance to climb out of this 9-5 hole. The Cropdusters lead over the home team. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. A controversial end to the top of this ninth. The Cropdusters did score one run, but Kevin McMeans seemingly robbed of an infield hit. Video evidence shows that he did beat the run to first, but umpire didn't see it that way. Didn't change the call. Kevin McMeans was out. What could have been on the infield hit, so now the Cropdusters defense will have to shake it off and close it out with a new pitcher. Jonah Snowberger comes in relief for one final inning of work after Lucas Garton went through 2 innings, allowed just 1 run to score.
Cropdusters holding on to a 4-run lead as Snowberger tries to close it out.
Snowberger, after his first outing where he just couldn't put the pieces together in Southern Maryland, has had a quietly phenomenal season the rest of the way. Allowed 6 runs in 1 inning in that first time. Snowberger, in 2 more subsequent appearances, has gone through 5 more innings, 5 strikeouts, just 2 earned runs, 7 hits allowed.
Absolutely, Jish. If you kind of butter knife that Senators start out, his numbers on the year look really solid.
1-0 the count as the first pitch misses high. Second pitch misses high and away for ball 2 against Parker Edwards. The man who's hit 2 home runs already.
Edwards started the game as the pitcher.
Playing designated hitter, though, still as he cracks another one deep into left. Is that out of here? Janesko looking up at it in left field. It is! A 3rd home run bomb for Parker Edwards. Tonight alone, he has tied the league leader in home runs, his teammate catcher Halligan. It's 9-6 on the solo shot in the bottom of the 9th. We're not done yet.
And inside the Parker, and 2 absolute bombs for Parker Edwards. He's putting on a show tonight.
Jonah Snowberger on his 3rd pitch gives up a home run. Now it's just a matter of shaking it off. It's 9-6 Cropdusters in the bottom of the 9th. No runners on and no outs with Jaden Kalora up to bat. Walked his previous at-bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day otherwise. Three more outs for the Cropdusters. They hold on to a 3-run lead. Number 33 delivers. Skips away for ball 1. Snowberger, after giving up the home run, misses on a wild pitch.
Kalora 1 for 2 tonight, only hitting 166 on the season. Does have a homer.
1-0 the count for the lefty Snowberger on the bump. The pitch. High-flying pop ball, dying in left field. McMeans, the third baseman, steps up on the grass, makes the two-handed catch for out number 1. The Cropdusters are 2 outs away.
Big first out of the inning after giving up the homer.
Another loud contact, but not good contact. Weakly hit straight up in the air, almost 90 degrees off the bat. Brings up Quinn Madden to bat. He's 2 for 4 in the day with a strikeout. He'll have to be the first base runner on with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Takes one high, ball 1. Braves in a 3-run hole. Madden, the perfect hitter to get them out of it, though. He's hitting .353 on the season. The pitch from Snowberger. Checks his swing as a pitch misses low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 1 out, no runners on in the bottom of the 9th. The Cropdusters lead by 3. Snowberger takes a deep breath and delivers. Right down the middle, strike 1. Snowberger attacking the low part of the strike zone, trying to bait weak contact on Madden, but takes the next best thing, a strike. Madden stands in his unorthodox batting stance and takes a pitch high for ball 3. The bat pulled all the way up to his ears with his feet maybe 2 shoulder widths apart.
Really gets into his legs.
3-1 the count. A lot of hit movement from Madden. Swing and a miss for strike 2. A swing that made a loud whoosh sound as it passed by. A full count with 1 out. Madden squats back into his stance. The full count offering. High and away, ball 4. Snowberger with a home run, a strikeout, and a walk, a pop-out and a walk to start his tenure on the mound. Sets up the double play, which would end the game.
Jamie Lasofsky.
Assistant coach Mike Evans back out to talk to his pitcher.
Jamie, perhaps just to tell him where to pitch against the righty Lasofsky.
And if you're Sokolsky, you just got to find any way on base, any way you can to try and bring up the tying run.
Lasofsky has struck out twice already today. With a runner at first, he cannot afford to do so again. With just 2 outs separating the Braves from defeat, the Crops lead at 9-6 in the bottom of this 9th.
Tying run would be Dylan Can, who's hitting .324 on the season.
Go, Snow, let's go, babe.
And a pinch hitter as well at that.
Thank you.
Mike Evans was told that's his last coaching visit to the mound. So Snowberger will have to tough out the rest of this one with a runner at first and 1 out. First pitch had some mustard, high and inside, but misses for the ball. Lasofsky stares at a fastball high and in to go ahead 1-0. Snowberger a look back at first and delivers the 1-0. Swing and a foul ball, strike 1.
Go, babe.
Tying run is on deck. Lasofsky has to get on base first, though. He's dealing with a 1-1 count with a runner at first base and a 3-run hole. Crops lead at 9-6 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Snowberger a look at first and delivers. Too low, ball 2.
Go, babe.
Went with an off-speed to try and bait the swing, but Lasofsky remains steadfast in the lefty batter's box. 2-1 the count. Swing and a line drive deep into left field at the gap. The center fielder Lukács tries sliding, but Janesko makes the catch standing up. Great communication between the center fielder Lukács and the left fielder Janesko. Janesko, the one who makes the squeeze and had to kind of avoid almost a slide tackle from Lukács out there, but gets mitt on ball to bring the Braves down to their last out.
That was one of those plays where Lukács at center didn't have enough time to get out of the way, so he just slid. Hoped for the best, and man, Janesko covers a lot of ground in left field.
We saw him make some incredible plays diving all over the place yesterday versus the Aces. He's put his fingerprints in left field as a defensive substitution today. Can fouls off the first pitch he sees into the parking lot for strike 1.
Not to mention Janesko's absolute cannon of an arm.
One of the quintessential outfielders for these Cropdusters. 0-1 the count, 1 runner on and 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The Cropdusters lead 9-6. Snowberger a look at first, and he delivers. Swing and a line drive over the head of Reinhold into the outfield for a base hit. Can gets on to bring up the tying run to the plate. That's Cole Nathan. 0 for 1 on the day. But if he hits one over the fence, then we're looking at extra innings at least.
Quinn Madden is going to stop at second on the single. Braves station to station right now. They try to give themselves an opportunity to tie the ball game.
Runners at first and second. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. It's a 9-6 ball game. Snowberger delivers. 2 low, ball 1. Cole Nathan stares at 1 low. 1-0 the count. 2 out, 2 on. Madden at second. Can at first. Snowberger a look back and the delivery. 2 high, ball 2.
Come on, reset. Let's go.
High pressure situation for Snowberger. I'm shaking over here, Jish. Might be the temperature.
I'm thinking it might be the temperature as night has fallen here in South County. 2 balls to no strikes for the bottom of the order, Cole Nathan. A look back in the delivery. Right down the middle with the off-speed, strike 1. 2-1 the count. Everybody on their feet. Dugouts, bullpens for both sides. Watching in anxiety what might happen next. The 2-1 count on the way. 2 low, ball 3.
Go, kid.
Snowberger falling behind in this count to the bottom of the order with the top of the order. Caleb Sanders on deck. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. It's a 9-6 ball game in the bottom of the ninth. Tying run at the plate. Cole Nathan. 3-1 the count. Snowberger a look back with 2 outs and delivers. Misses inside. The bases are loaded. The go-ahead run is at the plate. It doesn't get bigger than this. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth.
Coach Leader's going to make a call to the bullpen.
Snowberger pitched himself into a jam, but fortunately for whatever reliever is next, they only need 1 out to get out of it. Unfortunately, they're up against the top of the order. It's Ben Berger making the run out onto the mound. The Sherwood High School product and the pride of Frostburg State has the game on his shoulders. Just 1 out to get through with bases loaded. Last time he pitched in this arena, 4 strikeouts in 3 innings pitched. He was on fire then. He'll need to recapture some of that magic to close this one out. Cropdusters lead it 9-6 in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs.
I thought that was Ben Berger's best outing of the year. Had 1 blemish, the 2-run homer to dead center, but outside of that, he was absolutely nasty here at South County. Looking to do it 1 more time.
The Cropdusters playing no games with just 1 out to go and bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth inning. Fans on their feet, dugouts on their feet, bullpen on their feet. Both teams have worked really hard to get into this position.
Ben Berger.
Caleb Sanders, the batter to face for Ben Berger. Tension can be cut with a knife. Caleb Sanders from Dayton University was 2-time All-City in the city of Detroit from East Point, Michigan. Ben Berger, though, a 3-time state champion. Something's got to give.
Now batting number 6, Caleb Sanders.
We go, D.
Just 1 out is needed. Cropdusters win would put them over 500 again. A Braves win would have them contend for the best record in the South. First pitch. High and away, ball 1. Berger getting heckled by the Braves dugout and bullpen. 1-0 the count for Berger. The lefty delivers. Right down the middle, strike 1. A lot of heat out of the hand of Ben Berger to even things up with a ball and a strike. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded. Cropdusters lead by 3. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Ben Berger got Caleb Sanders guessing. And now, with one more strike, Ben Berger can put this game on ice. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Almost nailed Quinn Madden, the base runner at third. But he ducked and rolled to get out of the way. Caleb Sanders impressively stays alive with a hard hit ball on the 1-2 count. Crops up 9-6. 2 outs. Bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Ben Berger delivers the crushing blow, the knife into the chest of the Metro South County Braves as the Cropdusters move to 2-0 against the South County rivals.
Ben Berger, calm, cool, collected coming off the mound. This was a back-and-forth game, Jish, and what a victory for the Cropdusters. The big go-ahead grand slam by Parker Fry, a complete win.
Ben Berger with a strikeout to leave the bases loaded to end the game. The Cropdusters beat the Braves 9-6. What an exciting game. It came down to the wire, and Ben Berger collects the save and the win. It's been a fun one to call, Jack. Cropdusters move to 7-6 on the year with a date against the Grays 2 days from now at home. One you're not going to want to miss. The Cropdusters can continue to pull ahead in the standings. For Jack Feldman, I'm Jish Sokolsky. Thanks for tuning in to this 9-6 Cropdusters win.